All right. What is up? What is up, everybody? Just getting started. Just getting started. We might have some guests later on, but yeah, let's see. I mean, this is kind of new for a destination station live stream Tuesday night, but we had a lot dropped on us, in our laps, and I think that we need to discuss some of this stuff. So yeah. I don't know how well the turnout's going to be tonight, but because this is not our normal routine on Tuesday nights. But we'll see. Let's see what happens. But we do need to discuss some of this stuff. I mean, we got so many different things dropped on us today. And October 14th is going to be here before we know it. It's going to be here so quick. I mean, we're about to be able to watch this movie in theaters or on Peacock. And that's crazy. Everybody's been speculating, is this going to be released on streaming? Same thing as Halloween Kills. And we got our answer today. We did. We got our answer today. So yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to try something new. I wasn't able to stream last night. Trying to play some catch up, trying to get that algorithm going as well, because kind of messed it up with the move. And so yeah. Let's just see. Let's just play it by ear, and we'll see how things are going. I see Kirsten Marie's in the house. What's up, Kirsten? Welcome. Glad you're here. Are you excited about all the news that we got today? Also, Jamie Lee Curtis put down that message today. Like, did y'all have a chance to see that? That was, I mean, like, some people are like really breaking that down and starting up a whole bunch of rumors. Not quite sure if you saw that or not, but that poster looks so cool. That poster looks really good, even though they look like they're like teaming up almost, like they're together instead of actually going at each other. It doesn't really look like a versus poster, but we all know what we're gonna get. Popping the popcorns in the house. What's up, friends? Hi. What's up, Kate? Welcome to the stream. Might have some guests pop in, trickle in here in just a little bit. So we'll see what happens. I'm just kind of, wanted to do a surprise stream tonight and just see how it goes. But I want to hear some thoughts on this poster. Like, what do y'all think about it? Do you think this is? I honestly like it. I think it's better than that last one. The last one was just kind of basic. It was kind of like, just like the almost like Halloween Kills poster a little bit, just like at a different angle, in my opinion. And then it's just there's been so much speculation about this movie and so many different rumors. And then I've heard that there's like different endings for, and I don't know how true this is, but I've heard there's like different endings for Peacock and for theaters. Like, that's how they're going to do this. Now, I'm not sure if that's how they're really going to do it, but that'd be really cool. That'd give you the incentive to go to theaters and see it at home, or see them both, like go to the theater and then come right home and go see and go watch it. I mean, I'm probably going to watch this movie over and over. Hopefully it's good. I hope that it's good. I really, really hope that it's good. I'm really kind of worried in a way, but we'll see. You're right, Kirsten. Yeah, all kinds of news today. Yeah, it's been really cool. It's been really cool. And Jamie Lee Curtis, you have to like she's a great final girl. She really is. She's probably like the ultimate final girl. I would say what's next to her is Sydney Neve Campbell. But I don't know. Jamie Lee Curtis is really good at marketing her movies. Like, she knows what she's doing. It's not always like, I don't always believe what she says, because you're the star of this movie. You have to sell it. You want people to go see this. So she says a lot of stuff in this in the message today, in this marketing campaign, and some people are really, really digging way too much into it. I think, and I believe, I think they're just digging way too much into it. Some people are saying that, like, oh, she's already said it, like she's not gonna die, like she's gonna be the one to walk away, which might actually happen. But I really think that some people are just really looking way too far into it. Um, so yeah. Uh, have you had a chance to see that message today? That video that Jamie Lee Curtis put out? I'm just curious. Uh, Poster is awesome. That poster is really really cool. I think that's really really cool. I really don't want to see anything else. I know it's hard for us horror fans to not check out anything else. You know, like it's really hard. Whenever it gets released, we always say that like we don't want to see anything else. I'm not going to watch another trailer. It's really hard to not hit play. You know, especially with it being on YouTube and it's and it's on all social media platforms and everything. It's so hard not to stop and watch it. You know, it's so easy access nowadays with social media. So I say that I won't watch another one, but if they do release it, I'm sure I will. I'm sure we all will. But that poster is really really cool. It makes me want to order one immediately. Kirsten Marie, it'll be on Peacock so we can watch it at home too. Yes, I know it's crazy. I'm really, you know, some people are saying that like, oh, does that mean the movie's gonna suck? Does that mean that because it's going on streaming that they don't have, you know, high hopes for this movie or something? And I don't really think that's the case. I think that, you know, it's just they saw that Halloween Kills was profitable even though it was on streaming, even though it was on Peacock. I mean, yeah, it was a different time, you know, like theaters were pretty much just opening and a lot of people were still unsure about going back to cinemas, and they still are to today. Some people still don't want to go to cinemas, so they want to watch it in the comfort of their own home, and I get it. I understand that completely. But they also saw that it was profitable. But the question about that is that Halloween Kills, the marketing was so strong. The marketing was so strong, and we saw way too much of that movie. We just knew that like Michael Myers was going to go on a rampage, and it was supposed to be like the highest body count of the franchise, and that's what we got. But that movie is so mixed received that is that going to hurt Halloween Ends this time? Is a lot of people going to be like, ooh, Halloween Kills just didn't do it for me, so I'm going to watch this one on Peacock instead of going to the theaters. So I don't think they're going to get as much return on this one as they did with Kills, honestly. That's my honest opinion. But, you know, they're just doing like the safer than sorry type thing right now. But here's the thing is like they/them, you know, a lot of Blumhouse properties are going on Peacock really quick, but I don't know, it's not gonna, it kind of makes me worried because okay, so we got they/them, we got Halloween Kills on there, we got they/them, we've had some other Blumhouse properties on there, but they put Black Phone in theaters, and they were pretty confident that movie was going to get well received, but why weren't they the same with Halloween Ends? You would feel like you'd be so confident that you're just going to do straight theater. So I don't think, I mean, honestly, I'm glad. Honestly, as a fan, I want to be able to watch that movie as many times as I want when it comes out. I want to be able to go to the theaters and watch it, and then come home and watch it too, you know. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. I don't know how long I'm going to live stream tonight. It is a work night for a lot of us, and so I might not go too late. Just kind of playing it by ear. Just really want to discuss all this tonight. Rusty Shipley is in the house. What's up? Welcome. Honestly, I hate the idea of having two different versions at the same time. Just release the movie in a few months. Release a alternate version to put with a home release or digital. Yeah, I understand that. For sure. It's not confirmed that that's what they're going to do. It's just have two different endings. It's just speculated because I think the test screenings have had two different endings. And I've heard about those too. Like, I don't know if y'all want to be spoiled on anything. I don't want to tell you anything if you don't want to know. But apparently, they're going to use both endings. I mean, it's speculation at this point. It's not a for sure thing, but apparently that they're going to possibly have it to where, like, one ending in the theaters. I don't think it's going to be like two different versions of the movie. It's just going to be alternate endings, pretty much. So, like, one in the theater and one at Peacock. That way you watch it twice at least. So I mean, it's a good marketing strategy, you know, if they're worried about the return on this movie, and they want people to do both. Yeah, but I get what you're saying, Rusty. Seriously, like just release it on the Blu-ray, or streaming whenever, you know, just like how the new Jurassic World just did, Jurassic World Dominion. Not that that's a great movie, but they just added an extended version. You know, they added when they dropped it on streaming, it was just like the original theatrical version. And then like a couple weeks later or a week later or whatever, they're like, oh, here's the extended version. So yeah, you know, you could have two different versions that way. But this way, it's like they're almost like milking it a little bit. But it's a studio; they're in the business of making money, so they can really just do whatever they want with it. I think it's, I don't know. I understand what you're saying, but it kind of gives everyone an incentive to go see it at the theaters and see it at home. But it's not confirmed yet, so we don't know if that's their marketing strategy that they're going to do. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did do that. I really wouldn't. Has anyone heard about the endings? Have y'all heard about what the test screenings were? The two different endings? I'm just curious. I don't know if y'all want me to spoil it for you or not. Because we don't even know. I mean, it's really just rumors anyway, so we don't even know if it's true. You know? So Kirsten Marie says, yeah, some people think the one in theaters and Peacock will have different endings. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Yep. How do you feel about that? Do you want that, or do you feel like Rusty and just would rather just have an alternate version whenever it comes out? Kind of like how they did with Halloween Kills. You know, they just had like an extended version where they had some more footage from like flashbacks and everything. Jojo Cortez is in the house. What's up, brother? What is going on? Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the party, pal. Yeah. I heard they tested two endings and screenings as well. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. You know, honestly, if they were to release like same day, and I'm not just talking about Halloween Ends right now. I'm talking about like other films, especially horror movies, because there's a lot of times that we just don't get that alternate version. If they did something like this, I think it's pretty interesting. Like with most horror movies, they normally do two different types of endings just to see what's more, you know, well received. Why not do it like this? Like, I think it's kind of neat. I want to see more of my favorite horror films. But yeah, not both of them are going to be great, right? Or either one of them. I mean, they both. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of odd. Kirsten Marie says, I literally don't know how to feel, because then what ending is real? It really can't be both. That's true. You would want to know like which one's canon, but with this one being Halloween Ends for this timeline, I guess it really doesn't matter. Whichever one that you're more comfortable with, because I mean, in my eyes, and it doesn't sound like this is what they're gonna do, but I would make one to where Michael lives and then one where Laurie lives, you know? And it's Halloween Ends, it's Laurie's last thing, so it's like it's pleasing both sides of the fans. Yeah, it's confusing. If this was like the middle chapter or the first chapter, I would say no, but since this is the last chapter, I mean, is it a cop-out? Yes, it is. But I don't know. I've heard about this whole junkyard scene and everything. Like, I don't know if I'm digging that though. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I don't know if I'm digging about that ending. Like, I wish sometimes don't you feel like you wish you were in the writer's room? Like, hey, I got some ideas. Here, let's try this out for size. All right, what do you think about this? All right, I don't know what y'all are on today, but it ain't good. let me give you some. Let's bounce some ideas around real quick around the round table. So yeah, Jojo Cortez says, I just want one ending, and you can add your little alternative scene in the 4K Blu-ray. Yeah, or even just, like when it comes out for sale on like the digital version. Yeah. I mean, that's just like how they did with like Halloween Kills and a lot of other movies. I mean, that is the best way to do it. I really just don't. I know that they're all like expecting to get the same return that Halloween Kills did, even though it dropped on Peacock. But I really don't think that they're going to get that same return now that people have this option to watch it in the comfort of their own home and save a few bucks. For this, it's safer than sorry. Is this movie going to suck? So let's just stay at home with a group or with your family or whatever and watch it in the comfort of your home instead of going out to theaters. Especially because, a lot of people didn't dig Halloween Kills. A lot of people didn't dig it. So the ones that didn't dig it and the ones that are, that aren't like filling this Halloween Ends and all the rumors that's going on, they're going to stay home. They're not going to run out to theaters and go see it. So I don't know. I just don't. It really doesn't matter because, Blumhouse's hands are off of it at this point. Once he gets his return on this movie, that's it. Product is done. And I really think that eventually we're going to get another one. We're going to reboot it some other way. I just don't think Jamie Lee Curtis is going to come back. I think this is it. But she did say in that message today, she said that she is your final girl. So a lot of people think that she's going to be the one to overcome. She's going to be the one to survive at the end, which is possible. All these years she's fought. She lost her daughter. She's lost her mind almost, and she's trying to recover. I really think it might be. I mean, we might see her actually rise up, pretty much. Kirsten Marie says, then it's like those choose your own ending with that version you want to watch. Yeah. Other movies have done this before. Like one movie that comes to mind that kind of confused me when the sequel came out was The Descent. I don't know if y'all have seen that one, Descent and Descent 2, but that was the first chapter. I don't think that when they made that movie, they were expecting to make a second film. So there's like two different endings. Kind of confused you, but I mean, it worked. It's not too jarring, but I don't think it's the same thing as like in this ending. With Halloween Ends, it's just like, this is the end. It's just like, here it is. Let's lay it all out on the table. Choose your ending, type of thing. So yeah, I'm just really curious, really, really curious of what they're going to do with this. Rusty Shibley says, Halloween Kills was awesome. I don't care what people say. I agree, man. I think a lot of people hate on it too much. Like, I just don't understand it. I mean, I understand it has its flaws, but what movie doesn't? Is there a perfect movie? Is there a perfect Halloween movie besides John Carpenter's 1978? I mean, even that movie I feel like had its flaws. As great as it was, but Halloween Kills was a really good, decent Halloween movie. I don't understand all the negativity. I mean, I do understand it, but not to the point to where it's just like, oh, I just don't like it, because Evil Dies Tonight, or they focused on this too much, or because of this seems off here, or the ending, I didn't like the ending, I don't understand that, blah, blah, blah. I just feel like people, it's like everything can be almost great in the movie, and then it takes that one scene or that one ending or that one thing for someone not to like it, and so they just don't like the movie in general. Like people want to hate. People want to be negative about something. I don't understand it. Like, appreciate it. Yeah, it might have its flaws. Maybe the director was sick that day and somebody had to fill in or something, you know. Maybe they just didn't make the right choice. Maybe they choose the wrong cut, you know. Maybe they were in a rush. Maybe the studio was like, no, we don't like that, so we want to go with this other scene, and they've just kind of ran out of time, so they can't do anything else with it. So, I mean, just, I don't understand. Like, why does everybody just want to hate on stuff for the sake of hating it? Or if they found one flaw in it, it's just automatically garbage. It's just trash. And it's just like, you know, somebody really tried to make something, and they're trying to please fans, and you're not going to please all of them. You're not going to please everybody. Rusty says, Evil Dies Tonight was the only bad thing I had to say about it. Yeah, me too. I think I mean, like, I don't mind them saying it, but they just said it way too much, and they focused on areas that I was just like, all right, I'm over this. Yeah. Hey, am I coming in clear? I feel like my bandwidth is just kind of lagging tonight. How's it look on y'all's end? Just let me know in the chat. I was having internet issues earlier today, and I've been having a lot of storming around me too, a lot of flooding and rain and stuff, so that it might be some interference. So yeah, just let me know. How mad would everybody be? If they teamed up together like like the Predator has with some of his protagonists? That's what that poster, you know, that's what it looks like at first. It's like, are they gonna team up together in this? What the hell is going on here? So yeah. Jojo says you are very pixelized. Yeah. It's a little laggy, but audio is great. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know, like, if I reboot all my stuff right now, I mean, it's gonna cut out the stream. So yeah, we'll see. Sorry guys, sorry. This thing today has been some bad weather where I'm at, so bear with me. What do y'all think about these Tuesday night live streams? And I'm considering making Mondays, members only Mondays, and so yeah, I'm going to be launching that next Monday, or this coming up Monday now. And so yeah, gonna do some horror movie trivia, and I'm gonna be in the Ghostface costume, and I'm gonna do the voice. I'm gonna stay in character the entire time. We're gonna play some horror movie trivia. And we also do horror movie trivia on Sunday nights, but I'm not in character. So yeah. Consider becoming a member, and consider, you know, checking that out at least. I like testing everybody's horror movie knowledge. It even, like, it's like I'm learning along with y'all, because some of this stuff that I have like a game that I've had for years, and I always won at it, so I just never get the opportunity to play it. So I'm like, you know what? And it's all like horror trivia. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to turn this into a stream. This is what we're going to do. I'm just going to use all of these questions, and I'm going to do that with the audience. Since I can't play with any of my friends or family or my wife or anybody, they're just like, they don't have a chance in hell. And then they get so mad because they know that they're not going to win. So anyways, Kirsten Marie says, oh hell no, I'd be pissed. They team up to fight Jason or something. Yeah. I don't know about fighting Jason, but like, it'd be crazy if, like, what if, like, I was thinking when I first saw that poster. Here, let me see. Let me bring it up here. Where is it? Let me pull it up here. So, like, the way they're standing there, right? Hold on. Yeah, it's like they're almost teaming up. They're like back to each other instead of like facing each other. like a versus movie. They're it's like they're what wouldn't it be crazy? Like apparently this is going to be like very divisive from what we hear. We've heard a lot of rumors about it. But wouldn't it be crazy if like in the third act of the movie Lori like snaps and teams up with Michael and goes against all the townspeople of Haddonfield? Like, that would piss a lot of people off, right? I mean, she didn't lie. So yeah, so much for our final girl, right? Anyways, that is not what I want to see, and I'm pretty sure that's not what y'all want to see. But it's just that poster. That poster just makes you think that, in my opinion. But it's still a dope ass poster with the flames at the bottom and the sparks. Man, that's really cool. I just wish that they were like facing each other though. Like at least can we get another poster before the movie releases? I think that'd be super cool. Rusty says, I'm starting to think Lori isn't gonna die. That's what a lot of people is thinking. That's what a lot of people are thinking. And from the rumors of the test screenings and stuff, that's what it sounds like. Now, I don't know. I don't know. It just, they're holding so much back, and I appreciate that because, like I said, like Halloween Kills, I knew almost everything except for the patient thing and the evil dies tonight and that ending. It was like we knew almost every single thing. Like I wasn't surprised at anything except there was a couple of things, but like some cool deaths and stuff. But it just it's like I almost could watch that trailer and just say, hey, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, and then this is gonna be the last shot of the movie or something. Like it was like I could just see the timeline of how everything's gonna play out. So yeah, I as much as I want Lori to be very, very injured. I want Michael to die, and then I want Lori to have her like last words as she's like bleeding out, telling Allison, "You can live now. You can live knowing that the boogeyman's dead. You will not live the life I had." Something along those lines, like. And then she passes away, and then we get like a tombstone cemetery funeral type scene. Blucka's in the house. Hello, what is up, Blucka? What is going on? Welcome to the stream. You excited about Halloween Ends? Let me know. Rusty says just from the poster. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I mean, that's the way it looks. And like everything that Jamie Lee Curtis has said, I mean, she's always been known to like really market and talk her movies up so well. That's just what she does. She's an actress. This is her. She has some creative control over this franchise, at least these 3 movies and her arc and everything. So she can call some shots, I'm pretty sure before she signed on that she got to, she's there with the script, and she could say, hey, I'd like for this to be changed. I'd like for it to be changed for my character, all that kind of stuff. And they would take that into consideration. And I'm pretty sure before she signed on for a 3-picture movie deal, especially with the way that everything happened, I'm pretty sure that they gave her that, like that was in her contract. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see here. Yeah, the poster does look. It really does. I mean, it just looks like they're like getting ready to fight. Man, how mad would you be if all the townspeople are getting ready? Like she's about to. Her and Michael have been going at it, and then the townspeople like circles them, and they're and then. Like something happens with Lori where she's finally snapped and she just kind of turns, and then they do like this like spin shot with her standing back to back with Michael, and then they just start going against the townspeople like at the end of Halloween Kills whenever all the townspeople were circling Michael Myers, but this time it's Lori and Michael. I'm only kidding here. It's not. I'm not wanting that or anything, so don't think it. Kirsten Marie says, I don't want to see them team up. That would be too weird. Yeah, it'd be weird, stupid. All the above. That'd be crazy if that's one of the endings. Blucka Blucka says, it wouldn't be hard to see Michael get a redemption arc in this trilogy, as Michael has only been killing people on Halloween 1978, 2018, Kills, which is just 2 days of his 70-year life. Yeah, if you really think about it, yep. Yeah, it really is. Oh, man. That's crazy. Yeah, Michael just, like, takes off the mask. Wouldn't that be an arc? Like he can finally live without his mask, and he just walks off into, into the distance, and then nobody's like knows who he is because they've never seen him without his mask. At least the people that live today in Haddonfield. Oh, that'd be crazy. Pittsburgh Nelly's in the house. Station air guitar. What up? Oh man, okay, that's a cool name. That is a really cool name. That's like from Almost Heroes, one of my favorite Chris Farley movies. Here, I'm gonna have to play a clip. Y'all want a clip? I think we're in need of a clip here. That's an awesome name. Hold on, let me see what I can find here. What do I have?
Got it. Okay.
And this is the upper...
Enough! Do you want my head to explode? In the name of all that is good and decent, no more for today!
Pittsburgh Nelly. How did that go in that movie? She could do something with her one arm that makes you forget about the thing on her neck or so. I don't know. Remind me what that line in that movie. Cool name. Welcome to the stream, Pittsburgh Nelly. Rusty Shipley, I would like if Lori drives a car or a truck with Michael inside into the power plant or something, and they both die together. I don't know. Maybe that's a little too cheese fest. Yeah, maybe like she straps them down in the car and she like drives off of a bridge. Ooh, what if that's a bridge? Like she's just like no, and they both drive off the bridge into a river or something, or off a cliff, or do a Thelma and Louise thing. I don't know. I've heard. Okay, we're gonna talk about it, and I don't know if this is spoilers or not because it's all just rumors. But apparently, like, there's one ending. Do y'all want to know this? Before I say it, just let me know. Yay, nay. Just let me know. I want to give away. I don't know if it's even true, but I'm just gonna let you know what like rumors of a test screening. And so, I need a yes or a no before I start. Before I start talking about this. You know what? The hell with it. I'm gonna say something. So apparently, they are going to take Michael to some junkyard or something, and there's rumors about them tying chains or ropes to all the vehicles and tying them to Michael, and they rip him apart, like, and it's Allison and it's Lori, and they both survive, and it's a bunch of townsfolk, and they meet them there, and they all like put all the like get them limb from limb, and they drive away in opposite directions, and they rip them apart. Apparently, that is rumors coming out of one test screening. I don't know how much I like that though. Like it's all the townspeople getting together again and finally taking them out. It's crazy. It's really crazy if you think about it. I don't know if that's what I would want to see. If there is a second ending or something, I'm curious to see the other. I want to know right now, who do y'all want to see survive? Do you want to see Lori survive or Michael? What would satisfy you the most? Walking out of the theater and knowing that Lori lived, or knowing that Michael lived? Honestly. Larry Warner's in the house. What's up, Larry? What is up tonight, brother? What's up, everybody? Hell yeah. Blucka Blucka. This trilogy has no clear purpose, as 1978 was making a character believe in the boogeyman by the end. 2018 wasn't about establishing what Michael is, and Kills tried to say he is more than a man. But David Gordon Green said he isn't, so what am I to believe when the guy writing and filming it constantly contradicts what he is visually showing me? I'm with you on that. That's why I think that like there's a gray area there, and I've talked about it on my other streams before, and I've talked about it in theory videos, is that Michael Myers, the man, he is a man. Michael Myers is a man. He is mortal. But the mask is what is immortal. That's what keeps him ticking. That's what's there. There's an evil presence about it, whether it be Silver Shamrock, whether it be the Thorn, which I don't think it is, whether it be something else that they've come up with in the writing room. And the only way to kill Michael is to remove that mask and finish him for once and for all. And then I also heard that there was like an ending to where like Laurie stabs Michael in the face, in the mask and in the face. So, I don't know, but I understand that. Like, Halloween Kills really went too far. Like, I don't see how he's not immortal. I don't see how he's, not more than a man. It was just crazy. Her good arm. You already know me, bro. Hell yeah. Okay, good. I'm here for all speculation. Hell yeah. Okay, good. I hope I didn't. Hopefully, honestly, are you satisfied with what I told you? Do you think that that's the ending that you want, or is that just something that would be kind of? I mean, would you? I mean, seriously, like, because like when you think about killing the boogeyman, how do you think he should go? That's definitely not a scary ending. That's like really finishing the boogeyman once and for all. And then you're gonna have those like regular moviegoers that's gonna be like, when this movie does get rebooted on down the road or something, and there's like a new trilogy, they're gonna like, hold on, didn't they rip his ass apart? I thought Halloween ended, because there's still people like that's discovering these new Halloween movies today, and they're just like, they don't understand that all the other timelines doesn't exist in this new time period. They still think that that Laurie and Michael are still siblings, and I'm just like, no, like this is a requel. This is a direct sequel to the original. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but that's mainly from people that aren't like big horror movie buffs or anything like that. They're just kind of like, oh, there's a new Halloween movie, I'll get around to it when I get around to it, and they just think it's just another Halloween movie. Damn, junkyard match, Laurie wins. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's allegedly coming out. I don't know how true it is. I mean, it's all speculation. All these rumors could be complete bullshit. But apparently that's what is going to happen, is that Laurie stabs Michael in the face with his own knife. Her and Allison drives him out in a truck to the junkyard where all the townspeople are there. They tie him up limb by limb, or they chain him up limb by limb, and they all drive in opposite directions and rip them completely apart. So it is pretty brutal, Kirsten. Rusty Shibley, that would go right in line with Christine. That'd be really cool if you see like the Christine car in the background over there on the side or something. That'd be cool. Would make total sense from what David Gordon Green said. Yeah. Kirsten Marie says, oh, I want Michael to survive for sure. I'm with you. I kind of do too. Like, I mean, that's why we come to these movies, right? We come to see Michael Myers. It's like, You know, like that's our bread and butter right there. That's the studio's bread and butter. Why kill what makes you profit? So yeah. I mean, I really don't, honestly, my opinion, I don't really like the idea of pulling him from limb to limb and ripping him apart and all that kind of stuff. I'm cool with Jamie Lee Curtis stabbing him in the face. That sounds pretty cool. But I would take more of a creative approach than a brutal approach. I've talked about it before. Like, I want to see like a little bit more of homages. Like, okay, if I was like ending this movie, if I was in that writer's room, okay, y'all about to get me all hyped. Let me drink a little bit of my Monster. All right. If I was in that writer's room, and we see that room, where Michael and Lori are going at it, and if you watch that trailer, you see them struggling. You see him trying to put her hand down the garbage disposal, similar to Halloween H2O. There's some more callbacks right there. But let's do some callbacks to the original here. All right. At this point, Lori gets the upper hand, stabs him with his knife. Maybe she stabs him a bunch of times. He's down and out. He's down and out. And maybe the law enforcement has already been called. And then we see that one scene where all the police pull up outside of a house. You see Allison get out of the car. You see Hawkins get out of the car. Looks like he's riding along with the police force, you know. And then you see like Lori standing there, and you see the police lights on her face through the window, coming through the window. And I would like to see a scene similar to the end of Halloween 1978, where Lori is sitting there and she thinks that he's defeated, and she's sitting there kind of crying, but this time she's not crying. But then, you know, in 1978, you see Michael just like sit up in the background. And he like looks at her, and at this time she doesn't see him doing that. This is all in the background. Only the audience can see it. She's slowly making her way to that front door to greet the police officers. Like she's done. Like she's ready to fight. And when she walks in, when she's getting closer to that door, you see Michael just slowly walking up behind her, like in Halloween 1978, before he grabs her. And then whenever she almost gets to that front door, Michael actually grabs her and they scuffle. And then that camera just kind of like switches to the outside. And we don't know what happened at that point. And then we see the front door slowly open. We see that door slowly open. And who emerges? Michael Myers. And at this point, they actually gun him down instead of not gunning him down back in 1978 in that flashback scene. And then Hawkins walks over and puts a bullet in his head. Pulls off that mask and puts a bullet in his head. He finally pulls the trigger. That's how I would write that whole situation. But we have somebody knocking at the door right now. And it's somebody that is probably a bigger Halloween fan than me. And it's none other than the Night Watch Zone. What is up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm hanging in there. I thought I was gonna be able to pop in a little bit earlier, but you know, we got it going now.
Yeah. No worries, man. I was in like a deep like thought. Like we were talking about all the news that dropped today, and yeah. I didn't want to I was gonna bring you in, but I was like, man, I really don't want to break my train of thought. I got to get this thought out.
No, it's good, man. It's good. I like listening to it. It was good.
Yeah. What do you think, man, about this everything that dropped today? And I don't know if you've heard about the rumors of like different endings and what one of them might possibly be.
Look, I've heard a little bit about the rumors. We got so much stuff that dropped today. I got my videos set up and stuff ready to go. And yeah, man, it's exciting stuff. I can't lie. You know, it's like, I mean, you know, we had Terrifier 2 trailer come out today. We got Michael coming up, streaming as well, so it's like, wow,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. And then Ghostface a couple months later, it's like, man, horror is on a roll, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it's in full blast. It's in what do they say, hyper speed or whatever on Star
Yes,
Wars.
right.
I,
Exactly.
I mean, I'm still kind of like nervous of how Halloween End is going to end. Like, I
Yeah.
really am. I'm kind of like, what? I mean, I mentioned it earlier before you got on here, and have you heard about the ending of one of the test screenings? The rumors. I mean, it could be complete BS, but
I think I did, because I've heard so much stuff, man. It's like, what have you heard? Because I've heard multiple people say multiple things, and I'm like, after a while, I was just like, all right, you know what? Because some of it is probably BS, right? And so
Yeah.
that's kind of how I let my mind at ease with it, because I've literally heard like 4 different things, you know.
Yeah.
But what have you heard? What you were
I,
talking about before I came on?
yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, like, just letting the chat know that everything that we talk about might be complete bullshit. It
Right.
might not even be real.
Right.
Um, but I've heard about that Lori stabs Michael in the face with his own knife.
Hmm.
Her and Allison puts him in a truck, drives him out to a junkyard, to where all the Haddonfield people are there that greets them. I think they either tie him limb from limb or chain him up limb from limb, and they all drive opposite directions by ripping him apart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
which
No, I haven't
it-
heard that one.
that was supposed to be one of the test screenings. What people are saying out of one of the test screenings, but they're saying there's like 2 different endings. So I don't know about the other one.
Hmm.
But honestly, like, when I'm hearing that,
Hmm.
I'm not satisfied with it, for one.
Yeah.
It sounds like bullshit to me.
Yes.
It just sounds like something that somebody made up, that it's gonna be Halloween End, so what's the best way to kill the boogeyman? We're gonna rip him limb to limb.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
I don't know. And knowing David Gordon Green's style and everything, I mean, it could be true, but we're supposed to be, it's speculation that we might get 2 different endings, one in the theater and one on Peacock.
Now, I haven't heard that. So that's in the rumor mill.
That's in the rumor mill with
Okay.
because did you watch that message that Jamie Lee Curtis put out today?
Yeah. Yep.
And somewhere in that message, it was like closer to the end, where she was like, I would go watch it in the theater, and then I'd come home and watch it at home, and then I go
Mhm.
back to the theater and watch it. And you might want to do that. Like, she emphasized on that, so it makes people think that, I guess,
Yeah.
people start speculating there's going to be
Yeah.
2 different endings.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all rumors,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if, I mean, you and let me know what you think, but I don't know if that would really make sense for them to have one ending for the theater and then one for streaming. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't
it's
know,
confused.
man.
It would just confuse everybody
Right.
if it's too
Right.
far off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand what the advantage of it would be per se, because those of us that are going to see it in the theater, like I'm going to see it in the theater, right?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm going to be doing later on that day? I'm going to watch it at home.
Yes.
You know what I mean? As long as I don't get super pissed off at it or whatever. But so I'm going to do that anyways. Like, fans of it are going to do that anyways, because now we have that ability. We don't have to wait whatever it is, 45 days for it to come on to streaming or whatever it is,
Yeah.
So I don't know what the advantage of what they're trying to do. People that are going to watch it only streaming, they probably got a decent reason for wanting to do that. So I don't know what's going to make them want to go, oh no, I got to go see it in the theater for the other ending. You get what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
it just doesn't really make sense to me. But
Yeah.
I'm not a marketing guru, so maybe if the rumor is true, which it sounds a little far fetched, but if it's true, I don't know. Maybe they're thinking in a different way than I am.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't really think that. I mean, like, if you think about it, like, okay, so Halloween Kills was profitable even though it was on Peacock
Right.
and and the theaters were just opening up.
Hmm.
And they had us sold with Halloween Kills. They really did. They
Yeah.
have us sold with Halloween Ends, but
Hmm.
there was a lot of people that walked out of Halloween Kills really not liking it.
Right.
It had really big mixed reviews. So if they're expecting that same return from Halloween Kills with Halloween Ends, they're just going to do the same thing over again.
Hmm.
There's a lot of people that weren't satisfied with Halloween Kills that they're just going to be like, well, I'm gonna be safer than sorry. I wasn't happy about that, so I'm just gonna watch it on Peacock instead of
Right.
going to theaters. So is it gonna hurt the movie a little bit?
I don't know, man. I mean, look, I'll tell you this. And like I said, I had done a video about the streaming thing when I heard about it. And in the video, I don't know how many times I said, this is surprising me, as far as the fact that they're doing what they did with Kills,
Yeah.
whereas, most movies now seem to just be like, okay, we're going to theaters, we're back. People are going to the theaters, and if they decide not to, they're going to still have that shorter window to wait than we used to back in the day.
Hmm.
So when I heard they were doing day and date, I was like, what? But I just thought to myself, well, maybe they just figure they're going to do it the same way they did it with Kills and just, saturate both markets. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
I think they are expecting like the same return. And the only
Yeah.
the only thing that makes me wonder about this, maybe a double ending, a different ending for each thing. I mean, that would be smart marketing. Like, it's like, all right, well, we want to do the same thing we did last time, so we have to give them something extra. Maybe they'll say an extra, an extended version.
Yeah, yeah, an extra
or-
scene or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I could see something like that, but I would rather them just wait until, the 4K comes out, or
Right.
it comes out on streaming, just like how Jurassic World Dominion just did. Like,
Mhm.
it came out and then there was an extended version.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that, but like,
Yeah, yeah.
even Halloween Kills did it whenever it came out on Blu-ray and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, I think that's a better approach. But this is the last one, especially for Blumhouse,
Hmm.
and it really makes me worry. Like, it puts my guard up, just because, okay, well, this is just kind of what Blumhouse is doing. They did it with
Mhm.
Halloween Kills, they did it with They/Them,
Yep.
but they didn't do it with Black Phone.
Right.
So are they not confident in their product?
Right.
Is what's worrying me here,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
especially with
I've heard
all
some
the other
people speculate
negative
that.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think that, it's possible, right? It's totally possible because, like you just said, you just add up all the pieces and then you look at what they did with Black Phone, and you can definitely think that way because Black Phone was getting rave reviews, right from the beginning, even
Mhm.
before it was out in theater, the release. So it's possible, but there's that part of me, and maybe it's just because I'm just such a diehard, but there's that part of me thinking, I don't know why they would lose faith in Halloween Ends, even though Kills was divisive, which it was. We all know that. Anyone who's honest about it, it was divisive. But middle stories in a franchise or in a trilogy, they usually do have that divisiveness, or it may not do as well in the theaters than the first one. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at Phantom Menace, like, we all went out to see Phantom Menace because we were just so excited that Star Wars was back. And then when Attack of the Clones came out, we were like, all right, well, okay, maybe we'll go see it. But then when Sith came out, we were all like, okay, we gotta finish this. As far as fandom, We got to
Yeah.
finish this trilogy out. And it's the same thing with like the new Spider-Man movies. Same thing with the Avengers movies, like Age of Ultron. People, it loses a little bit of its luster, even if it's a good movie. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So part of me is thinking, just statistically, with a lot of trilogies, the final chapter usually has that little bump that and now unless it's just a total crap show. But I don't know, man. Do you think, even with all the fears and concern, what's your percentage as far as thinking that this movie isn't going to be good?
Uh, you know, honestly, I think if it's my percentage, I think that I'm gonna like it at least 70%.
Okay.
I think there's gonna be a 30% that I'm not gonna like.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, like as much negativity that Halloween Kills gets,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good Halloween movie.
Yeah.
I think it's very entertaining. I think it's an easy watch. I think it's a fun watch.
Yep.
Even with its flaws, but what movie is perfect? Like
Right.
every
Right.
movie has its flaws. So we live in a day and age that really pisses me off. That like a movie can be great. Somebody can put their heart and soul into making this movie for the fans, and you're never going to please all the fans. But
Right.
if one thing is wrong that a certain group of fans do not agree with,
Yeah.
and they're just like, no, I don't agree with that at all. The movie from beginning to end is absolutely garbage. It's
Right.
trash. It's just like
Yes.
it's like we live in a day and age where people love to hate on stuff.
Yes. Yes. It's true.
And it's like
It's very true.
you can't I'm the type of person that like I like to find appreciation out of it somewhere. Where did we go wrong? But
Yes.
this what somebody tried.
Yes.
This is not making a movie is not easy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's
So,
right. It's true.
and it's definitely not easy to please all of the fans.
Mhm.
And that's just the thing. That's just the way we are now, especially with the internet. It's just
Yep.
like
Yep.
it's just everyone has a voice.
That's right. They do. They really do, including us.
Yeah.
It's crazy. No, I know exactly what you mean, man, and I really agree, because this is how I look at it. It's like, and I'm gonna, like, last night we were what were we doing? We were on Steven's channel, right? Yeah, and we were talking about that Wes Craven quote, and the bottom line of it, not to rant, but perspective, right? He
Mhm.
talked about having perspective. And for me, that's what I do with these horror movies. Like, at the end of the day, this is a slasher movie in a franchise that's been around for 45 years. And it's Michael Myers. It's not like, Hannibal Lecter, where you have to have an Anthony Hopkins and good acting and good dialogue and so forth and so forth. It's not like Scream, where you have to have a mystery, a whodunit that works, and red herrings, and check off all these things. This is a slasher movie. And at the end of the day, when I look at Halloween Kills, like you said, it's an easy watch. It's a fun watch. There's a lot of kills, practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
The mask looks good. You had some really good actors and actresses in the movie. I mean, if you look at the franchise, there are a lot of movies in the franchise where you had people that, like, I can act better than them, just being real. So you look at all of that and you say, well, why are people pissed off at it? Because they say evil dies tonight 10 times too many. Okay, because the hospital scene was 10 minutes too long. Okay, what else? The ending was a little weird. Okay, what else? And then you hear crickets. It's like, what else? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's a Halloween movie. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's the best, and it's not. And to me, it's not the best in the franchise. I liked 2018 better than Kills,
Agreed.
but I don't think Kills is a bad Halloween movie. It's definitely not a bad slasher movie. So, let's just, you know what I'm saying, man? It's like, let's just enjoy it. It won't be here forever. This always goes in phases, especially with these OG icons let's just enjoy it and just let's keep moving. That's how I look at it. Um, and I think for ends, there's all this concern and fear and worry and negativity. I'm going into it with optimism. I'll be cautious. I know it won't be perfect. My assumption is it won't be better than 2018. I'm hoping it's better than Kills. But I just want to go and have a good time
Yeah.
around Halloween time, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm going in. I'm thinking I'm gonna like maybe 80% of it, maybe. You
Yeah.
know, and if it's less, okay. As
Yeah.
long as I don't have huge issues with it that piss me off, I'll be okay. You
Yeah.
know, that's
What's
how I look at
wrong? It's like sometimes I want to talk to people and I'll be like, what's wrong with wanting to be happy or enjoy something? Like,
it. Right. Right.
why? I mean, like, don't you? I mean, do you want to go through life just hating on things because it isn't up to, your complete standards of what you wanted out of the
Yes.
outcome? Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, it'd be great if some of us were in that writing room or could be able to put some of our thoughts and bounce it around and being like, hey, maybe we should go with this angle, but we're
Right.
not, you know. But I mean, honestly, it's a better Halloween season because we are getting another Halloween movie.
Right.
Be fucking
Yes.
happy.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, the absence of it is going to hurt worse. Next Halloween,
Yep.
hopefully there's a good horror movie that hits as hard as something like this.
Yeah.
Probably
exactly.
not. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. I mean, again, I come from a time when, you know, I watched a lot of bad horror movies, from the 80s, and some of them were so bad that they were good,
Yeah.
and even on my channel for Slasher Movie Club, we watch slasher movies that you literally can't even get through because they're that bad, right? So 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 again, I have perspective, like when people say, "Oh, Halloween Kills, it sucks, it's the worst movie ever." It's like, no, it isn't, because
No.
I could name a bunch that literally are so bad you'd get pissed off and turn it off, right?
Yeah.
With Halloween Kills, look, anyone, at least if you're a fan of the franchise or just a horror fan in general, you can get through it. You at least can get through 2/3 of it before they get to the hospital,
Yeah.
So like you said, I want to enjoy it, and like you said, it's Halloween season. We're gonna get Michael Myers. We're gonna get Art the Clown. I'm just gonna be happy because there've been multiple Halloweens where we didn't have any of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And how long is it going to be until we get it rebooted again?
That's right. That's right. I mean, when Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was done, and again, I had issues with it, but there were some things that were very good, but whatever. But we had to wait a while,
Yeah.
you know? And to be quite honest, I didn't know if he was ever going to come back in my lifetime, you know? And so, he's only been back since 2017
Yeah.
when we heard that they were going to do 2018, So
Yeah.
it's not like in the heyday in the 80s when there was a Halloween movie coming out every year or two. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's just enjoy it. It's only a trilogy, and then we can move on, So I don't know. It is what it
Yeah.
is, I guess.
Yeah. I honestly think that, like, well, I almost want to take it back before I even said it. I almost want to say like since this is Halloween Ends, all right, and we're probably not gonna get another Halloween movie for let's say 5 years. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I would say at least 5 years.
That's what I would think.
Unless like Jason comes out hitting strong,
Right.
and we get some really big, and they're like, oh, we need to keep this momentum going.
Yeah.
We might get them in 3 years.
Yeah.
Lucky if we're lucky. I doubt it, but if we're lucky.
Yeah.
But I would like to see Scream take the new October spot,
Mm-hmm.
just to fill that void in the meantime. If they decide to do a Scream 7 or even a Scream 8, if they want to just keep it going.
Right.
Right. I mean, something, I mean, I would see more of a Friday the 13th taking like a summertime, roll like June or July.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know. I just think that everyone should appreciate and should try to enjoy the time that we got. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
it's like that relative that it's like, hey, I didn't spend enough time with you,
Yeah.
or you passed.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a bad way of saying it, but you know what I'm
Right.
saying. Like,
I know.
you know, spend as much time with it as you can. Enjoy the time
Yes.
that you can, because
Yes.
we're about to put it to sleep for a little bit.
That's right. That's right, man. I mean, like I said, it's been a fun ride. Um, it's been interesting, and there's been a lot of speculation and theory, and the community's had a lot to talk about. So it's been great to me, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What do you think about this whole? Do you really think the rumors with the copycat killer? Do you really think that that's going to be a big significant part of the movie, or do you think that's just going to be a spot, kind of like the patient scene in Halloween Killers? Do you think it's just going to be a spot that might take about 10-15 minutes of the movie?
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a big part of the movie. I could be totally wrong, and I've done some speculation in videos and live streams about that, but I think it's going to be a small aspect of it. I think there's something else that's going to be going on, something that we don't necessarily know about or hasn't been really talked about a lot, you know.
Yeah,
That's what I think personally, but I could be wrong. Maybe it'll be a big part of it. I just don't see. I just it just wouldn't make as much sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Because we know about Corey Cunningham. We know from the synopsis what's kind of going on. We saw in the trailer with the fingers. So anyone who was paying attention, like they showed that in the trailers. Like they didn't
Yeah.
hide that. If they hid that, then maybe I could understand it being a big part of the movie because nobody really knows. But they literally showed those fingers. So to me, yeah, exactly, right there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's plain
Yeah.
as day. So to me, I think it's going to be a small part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. If I don't know, like I still always say, if I'm in the writer's room and I could like really give some ideas of how I want this to play out, what I really think is that maybe somewhere at the beginning, everyone, there's a 4-year time jump in this one. So maybe somewhere at the beginning, we think that Michael dies.
Mhm.
Maybe he's been missing, but everyone's like, hey, he hasn't been back in 4 years. Halloween season's coming back. Everything's coming back, and maybe this Corey Cunningham character is going to be like, ooh, I'm going to keep the Boogeyman legend alive. And maybe he does kill somebody or whatever. And then maybe he's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go and mess with Lori.
Right.
Lori ain't having it. You're messing with the wrong one.
That's right.
She starts firing at him right
Mhm.
here. Either she gets a couple shots off in him, or she misses, or gives him a warning shot, and he runs out the house.
Yeah.
The police get called. He's on the run.
hmm
What's the working title of this movie?
Cave dwellers.
Cave Dweller.
hmm
And then where in Haddonfield, if you're running from the police, where's the best way to run and hide
That's
from the
right.
police?
That's right.
It's in the cellar.
Yeah.
What if he runs down there and then he actually encounters the real boogeyman?
Yes. Yes.
And if he has mask in hand, overalls in hand, or something, like right there, he's obviously not in overalls, but
Mhm.
maybe he's taking them off right there, or something, right? And you slow down that trailer enough, you see Michael, we assume it's Michael, grabbing him by the neck.
Right.
And then whenever he emerges, everyone's like, oh, this is just Corey, or something. But no, the real boogeyman is here. And now we're in the third act of the movie,
Yeah. Yep.
I would see it playing out something like that. And then we get the big showdown with Lori and Michael.
hmm
And it gets brutal.
Yeah.
It gets real brutal.
Yep.
So
Yeah. I could see it going like that too.
yeah. But with this whole, I just don't know about this whole junkyard scene that they're talking about. It's
Yeah.
it's I don't even know if I'd be satisfied with something like that.
Me neither. No.
What would you how would you be happier with Lori surviving or Michael surviving? If one of them had to go.
Well, I've been of two minds on this over these months, and once the trailer came out. At one point, I was thinking, well, I guess I should say this as a fan, as a fanboy or whatever, I'd hate for Lori to die. It just seems like it's just so much of a downer. She's dealt with this her whole life. She's kind of ruined family relationships because of it, and then she dies, and it's like, wow. Can anyone ever survive? When you talk about, final girls, especially, or final guys in multiple movies in a franchise, can't someone just live happily ever after? So that's the fanboy in me. But when she said that it was going to upset people and make them question it and all these different types of things, that made me think Michael's going to live. And I still am angling to that side, that Michael's going to live. Because if Lori lives, why would people be upset? If we're just talking about those two. Now, I'm not talking about Allison or Hawkins or Lindsay or anyone else, but I'm just talking about Michael or Lori. If Lori were to live, she kills Michael, or Allison kills Michael, or Hawkins kills Michael, or a combination of whatever, why would people be upset at that?
Yeah.
Because people weren't upset at the end of H2O. If anything, when I saw that, people were like, wow, yeah, she chopped off Michael's head. She finally won. She beat the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? So to me, when you heard that, and then you heard other people like Nick Castle or James Jude, all these words that, weird or twisted or different. And it's like, I don't think Michael's gonna die, So that's kind of where I'm leaning, and I could be totally wrong. I could be 100% wrong, but if I was to pick between the two, I just keep thinking that Michael's not gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is Lori's last outing, why kill your bread and butter?
Right.
Or maybe that's the two different endings. Maybe we get one ending, one lives, or maybe it's up to speculation. Like, you don't know. Like, I mean, maybe,
Yeah.
I was mentioning, I don't know, maybe, I think you were just coming in, but like how I would like to see it like end, in my opinion, is like we see that whole scene with Lori and him struggling in the kitchen, and then they have their whole back and forth beating each other's asses, and then we get that final girl moment. Michael's down, she's got the upper hand, she stabbed him in the chest, maybe it looks like it's the heart or something, but he's down. And then and then we get that final girl moment, and then there's that scene. If you're watching the trailer, you see like the police lights on her face throughout the window.
Yeah.
Like the cavalry has came or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like she's just kind of like taking a breath, like I can finally breathe.
Yeah.
But I would like to see it kind of like play out like in Halloween 1978, where she's outside that door frame, and you see Michael just lift up. She doesn't know he lifted up, and he's looking at her, and he's slowly making his way to her. And I would like to see her like slowly making her way to the front door where the cops are on that other side. Michael, us as the audience can see it, Michael's gotten up and is slowly making his way to the back of her. And right before she grabs that door, he snatches her. Just like in 1978, before, she goes down the stairs.
Yeah.
And then the camera cuts to outside where the police, Hawkins, Allison's all there, and they're all like pulling up in front of the house. And everyone's like, what just happened? Like, it's all up to like, and whenever we see from the police and Allison's perspective, we see that front door slowly open. And who emerges? It's Michael Myers.
There you go.
He's walking down those front steps. And then just like in the flashback scene of Halloween Kills, where all the cops are surrounding him, where they don't shoot him, and then Hawkins doesn't take that shot.
Right.
This time, they all fire him down. They remove his mask, and Hawkins puts one right in his forehead. Finally takes that shot. And then Allison runs into Lori. Lori's there bleeding. And she says some last final words to her, like, now you can live, knowing that the boogeyman, you're not going to have the same life as me. Get out of Haddonfield, or something, something like that. That's how I would like it to really play out. I mean, that's wishful thinking, I know.
Yeah, that would be powerful.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would satisfy everybody in a way. And then maybe like at the end of the credits, maybe we hear some breathing. That's all we really need. We just need a little bit of hope that the boogeyman is still out there somewhere.
That's right. Yeah. That little nod.
Just a little nod.
That's right.
And let it go silent. Like I would like to see like the credits go silent at first, and you just hear that breathing before the John Carpenter score pops in.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm really, one thing that I'm just now starting to think about, and I don't know if you've thought about it before, but I'm really curious how the opening credits are gonna go. Like the title, how like they're always so unique, especially these last couple.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious of what they're gonna do with it.
I've thought about it. I've had a couple ideas, and man, they could go in so many different directions, man. At one point, I was thinking to myself, they should, pan back to kills, right after the encounter with Karen, and show or maybe even before that, and how did he get into the house without being seen? He kills her, and then how does he get out? Or does he get out? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that was one of the biggest things that have come to my mind. But it could be totally different. It's that's one thing that's exciting about this movie, is that there's so many ways it could go. I mean, like, it really is. I mean, like, I was excited for kills, don't get me wrong, but we knew, or at least I knew, because in the trailer they unfortunately showed the firefighter scene, so you knew Michael was getting out of the burning house. And in my mind, I just thought, it's called Halloween Kills. Michael's gonna kill a lot of fucking people, and he did. So there wasn't really much mystery, at least for me as a fan. But with this one, trying to see how all the pieces are gonna fit together, it's so many ways they could go, and that's what excites me, and that's pretty cool for a Halloween movie. Like, in every movie, it's and not every movie, but more often than not, it's just Michael's killing people. But in these movies, there's been that extra layer of complexity, and that's why I've appreciated what they've tried to do. They haven't been successful at everything. They've made mistakes, they've had missed opportunities. But again, in a 45-year-old franchise, they're giving me extra things other than just Michael going on a rampage. And so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I don't want to see anything else before the movie comes out. I want to be surprised. I mean, I know it's hard to like not watch the next trailer that drops, because everywhere, if we're either on Instagram, Twitter, here on YouTube, Facebook, wherever, it's going to be really hard when you scroll across that trailer not watch it.
That's right.
But that's the one thing that Halloween Kills is just like, it had an extra year to be marketed, and they marketed the shit out of it.
Yes.
It was like, I almost everything I knew how, in timeline, like how this movie's going to play out pretty much. I've seen so much stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. And this one, there's just a lot of question marks, and I think that's the best way for the marketing to work for this one. You don't want to show anything else because you want everybody to like wonder.
That's right.
Like, how's this gonna play out here? And I would have loved to see. Oh, well, before I get on that, we have somebody else knocking at the door, and it's our very own. Should I leave him waiting? No. What is up, Craven? Something
Hey.
scary is in the house. The Godfather of Woodsboro himself.
I like that. Godfather of Woodsboro. All
He
right.
said we're talking about Halloween too much. We got to sprinkle in some Scream.
Man, it's going really well. I've got like a
What?
man. I have a serious like delay or echo or something. This is really strange.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Yeah, too. I'm gonna jump out and jump right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. See.
All right.
The Godfather has spoken.
The Godfather has spoken.
I love that.
Have you seen that Paramount Plus show, The Offer, where they're making The Godfather and how it saved Paramount?
I haven't seen it, but I want to, and I've seen a lot of I've seen the trailer and little spots and stuff like that. It looks like it's so good, and I've heard it's good.
It's so good, man.
Yeah.
Like, thinking about it, I want to watch it again. That's just how good it was.
Wow.
And if you like,
How many episodes was it?
8 or 10, I
Okay.
can't remember. Not many, you know. And it's really interesting. It really is, because you're going to see things that, you know, from the God. If you're a fan of The Godfather, you'll see things like the guy who's playing Al Pacino, like everything, like just how everything plays out. If you like filmmaking type of movies
Yeah.
or shows, you're gonna dig it.
Yeah. I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, it's definitely good.
Godfather is a classic, man. It's like, I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, you know, I love all those movies. The Godfather, Goodfellas,
Goodfellas is my jam.
Donnie Brasco, Scarface, Carlito's Way, you know, all those things. And hopefully I'll get a chance to talk about them on my channel. But you know how it is, man. People, you know, they get so conditioned to just watching horror. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In general. So it's you know, that's the flip side of YouTubing.
Yeah.
Because I love stuff like that. You know what I mean? I love stuff like The Godfather. I could talk about that shit for hours, you know?
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's try it again. He's knocking at the door again.
All right.
Hey.
What's up, man?
I have no echo. Yay. Whatever that was.
Oh.
That was weird.
Nice.
It
It's
was-
haunting.
It was very strange. I closed every web browser except StreamYard, and it was still happening.
Wow.
Yeah, but I closed everything out and restarted, and now it's fine. So whatever. You know, technology, man. If you watched
Right?
last night, you already know.
Oh my God. Yep.
Oh, what happened last night? I must
You have
missed it.
ascended, Stephen.
Oh, night, dude. Well, and I can't see you, Destin, which is a shame. All I have is a big blacked out screen.
I think
But,
my bandwidth or something is like really low tonight for some. We've had a lot of rain.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
Eh,
that's
yeah.
good stuff.
Because when I first
Yeah.
came on, your screen was black as well. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I can't. I hear you great. I just can't see your face. I see night, but
Wow.
in honesty, with those arms, I don't need to see anything else, man.
Jesus.
That's all I need to see.
I'm telling you, man.
But
God.
I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. I see a lot of people shouting out real quick. Say, hey, Jen, I see you.
Hey.
Pittsburgh Nelly and Kirsten and Val and Katie. Thanks for shouting out. I see you there. And everyone else in the chat as well, Blucka and everybody. So really, Destin, you're there. You just popped up.
There he is.
Hey.
Dude, you're there. Just a long story short, we were having some connectivity problems with Lynn's internet in Hawaii. And so what we ended up having to do after a few attempts was just go to an audio interview. So I called her on the phone, and I just had the phone here on my microphone, and we just had a conversation, and I shared the questions with her and stuff that way.
Yeah.
So, like I say, hearing ghost echoes, that's not really that's small. That's small stuff.
Right. Mhm. Yes.
But anyway,
It worked out good though, man, because I could hear her very well. It was clear, and like you said, you guys were able to still have the conversation, so that worked out really well.
And I watched it. Thank you, man. And I watched some of the replay earlier, and because I wanted to hear just kind of with my own ears what it,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you really could hear her
Hmm.
clearly. It was coming through. It's good to know if that ever happens again. That's my my DEFCON 4 plan. I can go to
Yes.
audio if I
That's
have
that's
to.
that's a new term we're gonna use, man. When you said that the other morning when we were talking, I was like, I like
Yeah,
that, man, because sometimes we do go to DEFCON 4.
it's
We
true.
really do.
We do, man. We got to just go there. Because
Uh,
like you say, man, when you're live, like you guys know, you're live.
Yeah.
You have an
Yeah.
audience. You've got people watching all over the world.
There's no safety net.
No,
There's no true understanding, because if you're not in it, you'd never be able to grasp the
no,
severity of the situation. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just truth. And
it's true.
and I'm gonna tell you, before I started doing live streams, I never would have thought how complicated it was to run a live stream. Because I used to, if I was watching a YouTuber, I was just like, yeah, they're on a camera talking about movies. Whoop-de-doo, right?
Right.
There's like 1,000 more things going on all at once. And sometimes, like right now, Destin's bandwidth isn't that good. So he can't, see everything or know how everything's going. But people that are watching this video, they may not know that unless they just heard us talking about it. So in other
Yeah.
words, there's no sympathy for that. And it's easy to do
No.
that. It's easy to be that armchair quarterback, right?
Oh yeah.
And sometimes, and you've said it many times, Stephen, just like with anything, sometimes it's nice for people to just have some grace, right?
Mm-hmm.
If
That's right.
someone, just like in real life, if someone cuts you off on the highway, you say, oh, well, that guy's being a jerk or whatever. But maybe there's a really good reason for that, you know?
That's right.
Maybe they're
Right.
rushing home to their kids because their kids are sick, or maybe they have someone, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's
Absolutely.
nice to just,
Mhm.
offer people some grace. And
Yeah.
Right, buddy.
anyways, you were right in the heart of it last night, man. So
I must
It
have
was-
missed it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a yeah. You should check out the replay if you ever get when you get a chance. If you'd like to check it out, it was a good conversation. Do you know at the very end of that live stream, I think it was the last question I asked her was about David Arquette. Well, I noticed, dude, last night,
Mhm.
or maybe it was this morning. Either way, not long after that stream ended,
Mhm.
I checked on Twitter, and do you know that there's like people that I don't even know who these people are, but they were watching, and they clipped that section, and it says Lynn McCree gives insight on David Arquette on Craven's the Scary stream, and they're starting to post it on Twitter.
Nice.
Just that 2-minute clip. I mean, I'd say, well, that's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know who these people are, but I appreciate it.
So they weren't in the live chat.
No,
Wow.
I don't know, or if they were, they didn't chat, like they didn't speak interrupt or
Right,
anything.
right.
So I don't know. But they've clipped that out, and then they're like retweeting it now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, if this thing goes viral or something, that would be insane.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Right.
feel bad for David,
You're right. I was just thinking that, right?
but hey, I wasn't the one saying it. All right,
No,
I
you
was
weren't.
I was just listening.
That's right. That's right.
Well, now I'm curious. What was said?
Oh, you got to watch the stream. It says how this
All right,
thing
all right,
works,
okay,
dude. You got to
okay.
go watch
Yeah.
the replay.
Yeah,
No,
all right, I'll go watch it.
I'm not that guy. But you still should watch it though, because you can hear. She'll say it better.
Yeah.
But basically, to sum it up, she just said that she. I was like, well, so how? Because she told us about her experience with Liv. Oh my gosh, with Nev, and how great Nev is. Just she thinks the world of Nev Campbell.
Yeah,
and,
she does.
And she's completely on her side with this whole spyglass mess. Totally.
Yeah.
And she talked real highly of Courtney Cox as well, and had a good time with her, good interaction on the set. And then she stopped. And so my brain, I'm thinking, oh, well, hold on, there's another OG that was in 3. So I have to ask her, tell me, because I don't think I've ever asked you this. How was David Arquette, your time with him? And then she said, I'm paraphrasing all right now. You got to go back and watch it to get the exact quote, folks. But she says something like, do you want me to really tell you how I feel about it? about him. I was like, sure. I was like, whatever you're comfortable saying. And so basically she goes on to say, I do not like David. And that he said he was very rude to her on set. And that, and then she was kind of careful on what she said. She said, there's a reason Courtney divorced him. And she said basically that, what did she say? He's never grown up. That he is a kid that's never grown up. He's a partier, and he's just immature. And she said there's tons of stories and bills for hotel rooms and damage he did in hotel rooms with drugs and alcohol. And I don't know. Apparently, Wes must have had a handler on him or something that was taking care of all that. But that was basically the sum of it, man. But you can listen to it. She says a little bit more, but that's the big takeaway.
Yeah.
So
I mean, honestly, it's easy to believe. Have you ever seen his documentary? You Cannot Kill David Arquette.
I haven't seen it, but
Check it out. Check it out. Like it goes into a lot of stuff, and definitely, he's definitely got a one of those childlike, never grew up type of mentalities. Doesn't want to grow up, and part of that is part of his charm a little bit.
That's right.
But,
I'm sure,
and that's what I guess he can just play that Dewey role to a T. But there's a fine line when it becomes obnoxious and destructive. So
true.
yeah, that's unfortunate.
But if you think about it too, like it's not shocking because he came from a family of Hollywood actors.
That's
so
right.
he was born into this business, and his dad, David Louis Arquette, and his sisters are all actors.
Yeah.
And so look at like the Sheens. You had Martin Sheen, you had Charlie, and Emilio Estevez.
Yep.
Emilio kept his head on straight. He never had, he probably, I'm not saying he was perfect or anything like that, but then you look at his brother, and Martin, Charlie, and he was kind of similar. Like he can't stay sober, he can't stay off the drugs, and I see it could be some similarities there. Now, obviously, David hasn't had law trouble, being arrested and stuff, but it was interesting insight. I'd never heard that at all.
Me neither.
And it was kind of like, because you think of him like as Dewey, and you see his interviews. He's so innocent, he's so.
And he was really like that at the con. He was just like I had seen him in interviews, and everybody I talked to at that con was nothing but praise to him. He treated people nice. He went back down after everybody was done. Him and Matthew were the only two celebrities that went back down to the sign-ins for like another 2 hours. And they had been going all day anyways, right? And so he definitely has a good reputation in the eyes of people, at least, in that way.
And that interaction, the fans, Speaking of interaction, guys, I thought of all of you that were at Monster Mania in Jersey because Jamie Kennedy's podcast that he did on Monday this week, I guess it was yesterday. If you haven't seen it, it's on his YouTube channel, or it's on his actual podcast, like through Apple. You need to check it out. He talks about the experience in Jersey, meeting the fans, and it was really cool to listen to his perspective of the weekend. And I thought I wanted to mention that to you if you haven't checked it out yet, especially since you were there. It'd be pretty cool to listen to it.
Yeah.
I hear Gary Busey isn't too happy right now.
Oh
wow. Yeah,
dude.
Yep.
You're and look, I'm just gonna say this and then I'll stop talking. Man, you're 78 years old. Number one, come on. Dude, you're basically 80 freaking years old. Not that I'm just saying. I'll leave that sentence out there. Number two, you're a celebrity, rich, wealthy celebrity with a long list of movies. Do you really have to harass people that don't want your attention? That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
I'll leave it there for me.
That's another
Ridiculous.
one that just never grew up. That
Right.
it's crossed over that obnoxious boundary.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm gonna address some people in the chat. Kind of fell back here a little bit. But we got Jen Warner here saying, I received my hashtag Digital Bouncer t-shirt today. Awesome, Jen.
Nice.
Jen's always great.
Oh, yeah.
I hope you like it. I really do. I did some images and everything on it. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see it. I got links in my description for my merch store and everything. But I did a thing for my moderators for digital bouncers. That's what I call them.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Did you
So,
did you
yeah.
change the design? Because I saw your design. It's the same one, right?
yeah, where it's like
Okay.
someone kicking a troll. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
I still got to do one for my mods, man. I haven't thought of a design I like yet or a name. I'm still working on some names,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
coming
me
down
too.
eventually.
Yeah. The mod squad or something. I thought about something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said it in my chat one day, and I can't remember who it was, but somebody said, I said, man, that is an awesome name. So I've never heard it used before.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
I just ran with it. But yeah, also, Knight, I see that we're also getting something else. Where it just jumped on me. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. We were talking about movies that are coming out this October,
Yeah.
and we're also getting. I cannot find it now, but it was the new Jeepers Creepers. I forgot all about that one.
Yeah, the Creeper. Yep, that's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When is it coming out? Do you guys know the date?
I can't remember the date.
I can't remember the exact date, but I think it is pretty close. And that last trailer looked a lot promising than what we saw before.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I could get on board with this. I hope it's done right,
Right. Mhm.
So yeah. Craven, since you're just getting here and everything, man, what have you had a chance to check out the new poster with
I have.
yeah.
Yes, I just put a video up on that about an hour ago, actually, and I love the poster. It's my favorite of the trilogy, of all
Yeah.
of the posters that have come out.
Yeah. It's
Love
like
it.
I want that on my wall like right now.
Yeah,
But-
Yes,
I know, right?
I know. It's the ultimate, and I said in my video, I'm like, I want them to deliver on that, like the ultimate showdown. It needs to be.
Yeah.
That's Rocky versus Dragoff,
Yep.
whatever his name was.
Drago,
It needs
yep.
to, yeah, Drago. It needs to be like that. Like,
Yeah.
if that kitchen scene is all we get, I want
Yeah.
it to go on for 10 minutes. I mean, just
Yeah.
back and forth, back and forth. One person has the leverage, then the other has it, to the point where it's just a bloodbath where we're like, dude, this is insane. That's
Yeah.
what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. It's like we just don't know who's going to come out on top here.
That's right.
But a lot of it's kind of crazy that we're getting a poster like this instead of them
Oh.
facing each other in a versus type thing. Some people like I've seen some comments saying that, it almost looks like they're teaming up.
Well,
the way they're looking there, like
what I
Yep.
think is Old West, when you used to do walk off and do your turn around and
Yes.
shoot each other. You start back to back.
Yep. Yep.
that's true. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
And-
pretty.
And I also looked at it in another way too. And I had just done a video that I'll have it out tomorrow. But I think symbolically, they've been the opposites. It's kind of like that ultimate example of good versus evil, and they're joined. It's almost like it's almost like they have been teamed up, but not to fight. Something else. It's a team up of them. And although in this timeline there was 40 years where they weren't together, in real life, this has been a 43 year situation. So I think, at least for me, it's almost like the poster represents multiple things symbolically. But I totally
Yeah.
could be geeking out way too hard about it. I'm sure that's
No,
not
man.
it's not all that they were thinking about, but yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, man. I did a thumbnail for it that I said, Jamie Lee Curtis reveals she lives? Question mark. Because the video from Instagram, I believe it's making me want to change my mind. Because I've been certain she's going to die these several months now. And man, when I heard her say, "Thank you for how much you've, loved the franchise and me, your final girl," and I thought, could she? And then she has that poster, the final girl poster. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. And I thought, keep that up for a sec if you could, Destin. Now I don't know if it may just be my eyeballs getting out on me, but
It's true.
when
Yeah,
I
you see it.
do you see what I'm seeing here? I
Yep.
swear that's a dead body on the floor by the front door, and she's looking down. You see her eyes are down in front of her. I think she might have just killed either Corey or Michael, allegedly, in this scene. I'm just saying. I see a body. It looks like blue jeans and a white T-shirt, and maybe a black jacket around the arm. I don't know. And I see it looks like there's a head and there's two arms. The skin tones match.
Yep.
And I think that is a body. This is a scene possibly from the final act of the movie. And she's looking down after having won as the final girl. I don't know. I may be reading way much into that too, but I'm getting the feeling, guys, I'm about to change my mind that she's just going to survive. And it'll probably bite me in the tail end.
Right.
And she'll end up dying. But what do you think, man? Am I just kind of fanboying out myself a bit for Lori, or do you think there's something to that?
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, I did a thing on this too because I think it speaks to how she's trying to get the word out about the movie to the fans. The fact that you do have the final girl written right there on in that space, and she's really owning that title, being the final girl. And you see the dead body there. You do. At least I did the first time I saw it. But I don't know if this is a scene where she possibly killed Michael. It could be. There's no doubt about that. Do I think that there's more of a chance now that she lives? Maybe. But I'm still absorbing today because I mean, like, Destin was saying that.
You're still shunting.
Yeah, exactly. but Destin had asked me earlier when I had first come on. There's been a lot of information out today. You know what I'm saying? And you know me, I sleep during the day. So when I woke up around 5 or 6, I was like, shit. Look at all this, you know what I mean? So I'm still absorbing it all. But you're right. Maybe that could be the scene, Steven. It could be.
Somebody's dead on that floor. I'm just
Yes,
telling you.
someone is dead.
Hey, Craven, have you heard about the screenings? About what like apparently there's like 2 different endings, and we might get that in theaters and Peacock. That's rumors, but that's not for sure thing. That's what some people are thinking.
I had heard that. I knew there were 2 cuts initially. And Destin, I just have to say, your screen is frozen, and you have a great smile on your face, dude.
It is a good smile.
You see that smile?
Hey, thanks.
You look so
At least it
happy.
froze on something good.
Yes, it's like it looks like you just were a kid on Disneyland or something, the way your face looks right there.
I've had a
like-
lot of monsters today. I'm drinking a lot of energy drinks.
It looks great. But before I derail this thing, I totally forgot what we're talking about here. Back me up here.
The multiple endings.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I remember the initial screenings, and there were 2 endings. But is that what you're referring to, or is this something new? Like just
No, have you heard about one of the endings that supposedly happened?
Oh, no, I have not. No, I have not read any of that stuff. No.
Okay. I don't know where Beyond the Mask gets all his info from, honestly, but apparently he has inside source that has seen the screening, and we talked about it earlier. I mean, I don't know if you want to know Craven or not, but
I don't know if I want to know. Night should. I mean, if you already know, I mean, what do you think, man? What do you think? I mean, is this
Well,
something that's gonna like ruin the
I
ending if it's true?
well, I mean, in theory, if it's true, but that's the thing. And me and Destin were talking about that. There's been so much said.
Yeah.
I've heard. I don't know. I've maybe heard about 4 or 5 different, you know,
Hmm.
possible endings or speculation of what the ending. Multiple. So it's been crazy. So part of me has just been
Yes.
like, all right, whatever. So
Yeah.
I don't know. You probably wouldn't want to know.
You don't think
I
I
would
would?
say.
Okay.
I don't think you
Okay.
would. I mean, because one of the things that you said, Destin, the location on where it happened. I had heard about the location, but the way that you described the events happening, I hadn't heard that part. So that's a great case in
Ah.
point of how there's like multiple variations, even on the same, ending or theory or whatever. So it's just
Let me just ask you
yeah.
this: is it anywhere around the radio tower? That's all I want to know.
no,
No.
Okay.
no.
And then last question, because this is one, and again, I'll probably stop probing because otherwise I'll start to. I may just say, tell me, but is it around the bridge?
No.
No.
Really? Okay. Interesting. We're talking about the finale, right? Like the actual
Yes.
Yeah.
alleged third ending. Okay. So it's not going to be in the water with Nick Castle. Darn it! I was hoping that dive suit he wore. I was hoping that was going to be
Yeah.
the ending.
Everyone's was we all were keying in on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Okay.
it be funny? I know this might sound stupid, but wouldn't it be funny if, even if 30% of all these things that we've heard,
Yeah.
or even ourselves to speculate, like we're way off base? Like, wouldn't that be just kind of funny? I would be sitting in the theater, but like, wow, we were all wrong.
You know
what I mean?
what? I
That would be
honestly,
the best.
I hope.
Yes.
I hope. Yeah,
I
that's
do
what
too.
I do too. Yeah.
Now look at Val, her comment. She said, why? You just had to say radio tower. That's right, Val.
Oh,
You know,
poor Val.
I know. She hates the radio tower.
I know she does. God, I hope to goodness that the radio tower is not playing a big part in this movie, because I can literally see Val right now,
Gosh, dude.
kind of like Jake, if the ending of Scream 6 is going to be similar to Scream 2, like throwing popcorn. What the
Man,
hell?
he's going to be so mad.
Hey,
Like,
Hank Loomis is the killer. Billy's father.
hey, honestly, like, have y'all heard a lot about this radio tower since we've seen the trailer? I haven't heard a lot about it. I mean, they're not
No.
showing anything, so
no, the
Nothing.
radio tower has gone radio dark.
It's on radio
Yeah.
silent. Oh.
I see
there
what you
go.
did there. Yeah,
That's
clever.
good. But wouldn't it be funny though? And I know Val's she's probably gonna send me a message. But wouldn't it be funny though if everything's going along in Halloween, and Halloween ends, and like near the end, no matter what happens, like all of a sudden you get this scene where the radio tower lights up like boom, 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 boom,
Oh,
and then all of a sudden, ding, 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 and then it cuts. It goes to black.
Oh,
That's how it ends.
That's how it ends.
Oh, that would be so bad. So
Dude.
bad. So bad.
I hope not. I hope not.
I kind of hope
not.
it does, just to see the internet melt down.
Yes. Dude, people like 60% of the maybe even 70% of the fans are gonna freak out. But those people that and I do love Season of the Witch,
Yeah.
but I don't want it to end like this. But
No.
there's probably a bunch of those Season of the Witch fans that will be like, yes, validation. We told you since 1983.
Yes. It's always been about Silver Shamrock. Oh, gosh, dude.
Next thing you know, they'll be interviewing Tom Atkins, and he'll just have the biggest smile on his face.
Oh,
He's the DJ host at the radio
he's the
tower.
DJ. He's the station owner.
Dude, yeah,
Yes.
oh my gosh.
Yes. And he's
That
like,
would
Yeah.
be crazy.
he's like
Yeah.
possessed with like the Colonel's spirit. Like he took what he
Yes.
tried to fight. He now is
Yes.
obsessed doing self.
Yeah.
And it failed with TV, but it will work with radio waves.
Man, I am not playing around, guys. I'm just coming up with some weird ass theories, man. I might have to do a video on
Dude,
this, man.
let's
It's
get some
crazy
funding.
shit.
Let's get some funding and make
Yeah.
our own fan film of the Shamrock fan film.
Yep.
Like here it is. Like at the end, you see Tom Atkins, like regular. You know, he's older now. Tom Atkins.
Yeah.
And he's in the booth, and he's talking, and then like, I don't know, some way they nod to the fact that he's not the real Tom Atkins. He's a
He's a
robot.
robot. The real guy died like
Oh.
20 years ago.
Like somehow, Cochran got teleported or whatever, but some way, somehow, when Tom Atkins was on the phone, stop it, and
Yeah.
he got captured, and
Yes.
they cloned him, and now the dude in the booth is not human Atkins, and all of a sudden,
Oh my gosh.
it's near the end of the movie, and he pushes some button, and then the camera pans outside of the radio tower, and you just see it just light up. Boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. And then it cuts. It cuts.
And see-
Dun, dun,
Oh
dun,
my
dun, dun, dun.
gosh.
Wow.
Dude. Or as it pans out, like he pushes a button. We don't know what the button is doing. And then the camera pans out of the room, the booth he's in, and it keeps pulling back and pulling back. And when it comes outside of the doorway, like somewhere you see the shamrock symbol. Not big, but you see it's there, and then all of a sudden it lights up, and then you hear the music, and then it just cuts.
Dude.
Boom.
Really amazing. I mean, people would destroy David Gordon Green.
Yeah, they
rip
would.
him. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't imagine. I just can't imagine.
God.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I do want to see some. I think less is more if they do Silver Shamrock.
Yes.
Like, I don't want it like you don't have to like go full blown
Right.
and just do exactly like this isn't Season of the Witch movie, but you can say it's in the same universe. It still has like a
yeah.
presence. There could even be something similar to like like our Spirit Halloween stores. There could be a Silver Shamrock Halloween store in
That's right.
Haddonfield, and maybe they've expanded or whatever, and that's where all these kids are getting their masks. So just
Yeah.
something like that,
Just a
like,
little
Yeah.
wink, just like they did in 2018 and in Kills.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the park scene with those masks, you look on the back of that mask, you saw the Silver Shamrock symbol on the tag. It was
That's right.
there.
It was there.
It was there. It said Silver Shamrock.
yeah.
So you'd almost think he has to make a wink and a nod in this movie, and of course it'd probably be subtle, but he almost
Yeah.
has to,
Right. What's up,
Yeah.
Cam?
Hey Cam.
Welcome to the
Hey,
stream.
Cam.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. From what we talked about earlier tonight, I don't think I want that to be it either. And Craven, like what I've heard, I hope that is not the ending. I will not be satisfied with it.
Oh,
But-
really? So, okay.
Yeah. I won't
What
be
about the other
satisfied
ending?
with it.
Have you heard both of them, or just
No,
one?
because I've just heard there's going to be two, and I heard like different test screenings have seen different endings. But that was the same with Halloween 2018. So everyone's like, the rumor is going around like because of what Jamie Lee Curtis said in that message today about if I was you, I would go see it in the theater, and then I come home and watch it at home, and then I go back to the theater. You might want to do that. With her just saying that in the message, it's making everyone think that there's going to be a reason to go see it in the theater and
You mean
at home.
are you implying that they're going to do an alternate one version for Peacock and one for the theater?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Okay. Well, that's a little different.
Right?
The only problem I have with that is here's what I don't like about it. If you have an ending here and an ending there, which is the real ending?
Mhm.
And
That's
if-
what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's what I don't like, because then they're saying, I want to know what the thing is, and if they're going to come back and say, well, it's whichever one you like the best, it's like, this subjective. It's however you want it to end. It's this one, or it could be this one. That's terrible, dude.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I might get used to it. If I might figure out a way to like it eventually, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea that the Clue movie, where they actually did release
Right.
four
Yeah.
different endings in different parts of the country. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it is. But of course,
And that's
with
before they had
that,
the internet.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's true. But of course, with that, it not only was it cool, but it made sense with it because it was a murder mystery, and like
Yes.
the game, any of
Mhm.
those people could have been the one who done it. That was the whole point of the game. So
That's right.
it made sense with that. It just doesn't, to me, and I was saying it earlier to Destin. It doesn't make sense for them to do that because
Mm-mm.
I don't know what the advantage would be, because she's saying, after you see it in the theaters, come home
Go
and watch
home.
your streaming.
Right.
What I want to do is I want to call Jamie Lee Curtis up and say, girl, that's what I just did for Halloween Kills, and I'm going to do it again for Ends anyways. When I come home
Yeah.
from the theater, after we do the collective or whatever we decide to do, I'm
Yep.
going to be watching it that night. you
Yeah.
know because that's just how I am as a
Mhm.
fan, and most fans will too, unless they totally screw this thing up and people don't want to watch it again. So but
Yeah.
I just don't understand what the advantage of it is, because people that want to stream it for whatever reason, if they can't get to the theaters, or there's no theaters around them open, or if they just don't want to be around a bunch of people, they're going to stream it, and they're probably not going to go to the theater anyways.
Well, see, that's what like, I was going to go to the theaters, and now I have people take on, family and friends are going to go with me. And I'm like, you know what? They don't have to take off work now. They don't have to burn PTO. We're just going to
Right.
watch it on our own. So I'm watching it at home now. I'm actually one of the few, maybe one of the few. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe there's a lot of people that I was happy to hear the announcement, because that's when
Yeah.
I watched Kills at home that Friday morning, and I'm going to watch. Actually, I watched it at midnight. I stayed up till it dropped.
That's another question. Is this going to drop at midnight the night before
Mhm.
everyone else gets a chance to really watch it?
Oh,
Which
Did-
they
that's
do
a good
Thursday
question.
releases. Yeah, they do Thursday releases, like, night releases. So
Mhm.
I would assume so. I'll stay up late to be able to watch it.
Okay,
Well,
here's
you
the
know
deal.
what?
We should do
Yeah.
a live watch party.
It's perfect time.
Well,
We can
okay, now
watch
listen.
it live.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, because you're speaking my language, because I literally have a video going out tomorrow, and I said that at the end of it, I was like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do a watch party of this. Got to do a watch party of
We
it.
should.
I didn't say
Definitely.
when, but so you saying in theory, doing a watch, like if it drops Thursday night at midnight, you're talking about doing a watch party? Wow.
Yeah.
Midnight Central, 1 a.m. Eastern, live watch party when it drops on
Okay.
Peacock.
Now, okay, let me just, because I'm just trying to collect myself right now. Because I absolutely love the idea in theory. But
Okay.
then there's the other part of me that is like, but I want to see it on the big screen. Because, when we do
Okay.
watch parties, you said it yourself with Maverick. Like right now, I'm looking at a screen that is this,
Yeah, it's this big.
this big.
You're
And
right.
It's like, wow, I'd have to think about that, man.
Maybe not for the first time then. Maybe we
Right.
should like watch it on the theater, or I'm gonna watch it at home on the big
Right.
screen. But then maybe we do a watch party of it
That night.
like
Saturday.
that night, or like that Friday night,
Yeah.
Or
or
that Friday
Sunday
night,
night. Sunday
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
And we
that's
will
what
watch
I,
it.
that's what I was thinking, is that I'm gonna see it Friday afternoon. Like usually the first showing is at noon.
Yep.
We're gonna do the collective. I'm gonna do my
Mhm.
own thing too. And then either Friday night, Saturday night, or Sunday night, we're gonna have a big watch party of it. That was my original thought.
Well,
But-
if we do
but I-
it Sunday, it gets people past the 2 days. If we do it Friday night, people are going to be at the theater.
Yes.
Saturday night, the same thing. But a Sunday night being a work night, it's more
Yeah.
likelihood, especially as late as we start, 10 p.m. Central,
That's right.
people
Yeah.
are home. What I think we have a
right.
bigger audience if we did a
That's
Sunday
true.
night party.
That's true. So, okay, so but so yeah, I love that idea, and that obviously, so we don't even have to think about what we're gonna do that week, whereas
Yeah,
these other
that's
weeks we're
right.
always trying to figure out what's the next movie.
Yep.
But that Destin brings up a really good point that I
Okay.
didn't really think of until now. If it drops at midnight, me personally, I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna have, because I usually wake up, 7 or 8 in the morning. I'm literally gonna have like 5 hours that I'm just gonna have to go dark on the internet because I don't want anything spoiled until I go to the theater.
Bro.
Yeah.
Because
See.
You could see it Thursday at a lot of
Yeah.
times Thursday night, 7 o'clock,
I wish I
9
could,
o'clock.
man. I wish I
Yeah.
could, but chances are we won't get a chance to do it Thursday night. Usually we go on Friday, at the
Yeah.
12
Yeah.
noon spot.
Well, I'm staying up to watch it as soon as it drops on Peacock. I'm going to find out if it's midnight central. Hopefully, I will watch it then, and I will work on my video the minute it's over. I'm going to do straight to a video, so my videos will all drop at 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday. But I'll probably stay up all night.
Man.
I'll probably do an all-nighter.
Yeah.
You are the man.
I'm gonna try to see it. I do want to see it in theaters, so I'll probably try to get tickets for a Thursday night late showing, and then when I get home, I can watch it again at midnight if it's dropping at midnight. Then
Yeah,
I'll
if it's
watch
dropped. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
it. Yeah.
If it doesn't drop till like 3 a.m. my time or something, I'm
wait
not. I'm
till
just
the
gonna go to
next day.
bed and get up early
Yeah.
and watch it like at 8 o'clock in the morning or something.
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Agreed.
Personally speaking, and not just because, I'm not just because I don't want to watch it first streaming, but personally speaking, I think that's what they should do. I do think that they should, it's going to be available streaming, and that's cool, but to have it drop, midnight, which is in theory 12 hours before most people will see it in the theater, I think it's like, all right, guys, come on, but yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to go dark on social, bro, for sure.
Right.
You
Yep.
really will.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like no Twitter, no nothing until after
right.
you've seen the movie.
Yeah. I mean, even when the trailer dropped, I'll never forget when the trailer dropped, and I got a message from, I think Val was the first person that put out a Twitter DM, and then I had messages from a whole bunch of other people. And I don't know if I was streaming with you that night, Steven, but something was going on, and I pretty much was done, for the night, and just family time and getting ready to go to bed and stuff. And then the trailer dropped. It was like 11:30 at night, something like that.
It was, dude.
And I was
yes.
I was like, what? And it was so funny because I said to Corey, I said, well, the trailer dropped, and she was just like, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm going to bed, and I waited until my morning stream, and then I did a live trailer reaction, which was still cool. It worked out fine, but
Yeah.
like everybody saw it, that night, and I was so jealous, but it worked out fine.
It's all right. Yeah.
It worked out fine.
Yeah.
Craven, what would satisfy you more for this ending? With
What was-
either
oh, go ahead.
Michael emerges or Lori emerges, or they both fall.
I mean, both of them dying, I don't want.
Right.
Personally, I don't. I want one of them to live. I think Michael needs to live. So I know the marketing says that only one will survive. That's what the studio says. But if I had to put money on it, I would still bet Michael wins and Lori dies. I'm still gonna, but I'm leaning a little more towards her living now, than I was. But I think that Michael, because here's the thing, Michael is I call him a vessel. He's a vehicle of this evil that's within him. He's older in age now. That his body is going to fail eventually. So I think that she kill him physically in this movie, but I do believe that the evil that is him is immaterial, right? So you can't kill it. It's not made of matter like flesh and blood. So therefore, it's spiritual, if you will. So that evil is going to inhabit someone else, and this goes back to Christine a little bit. And I think that it will either go to a stranger or it will go to Allison, which I don't really believe they'll do that. But I think it's more likely just to be a stranger. And I think that's what would happen. If Laurie, and what I want to see happen is Laurie lives, and we think Michael's dead until the very last scene before the credits, and there's something. And we've talked about it here. The breathing. You hear the breathing, or there's some type of, or you see a kid pick up a Halloween mask, the Myers mask, and put it on. And you don't know, or not a kid, but just a person. And you never see who that is, like purposely. You just see, like from the back shot, dimly lit, putting this mask on like this. Something like that I think would be cool. But I'm also totally fine with Michael being alive without question. Like, we know he's alive and he killed everybody. And I'm torn because everyone keeps saying, like Nick Castle said, this movie's going to unfold. I don't believe anyone would ever guess how this movie will unfold. That's Nick Castle's words. I'm like, well, what does that mean? How shocking is this really going to be? This ending. Right. And I'll say one last thing to answer your question too. I've said this before. They spent a lot of time in Kills setting up Hawkins with his whole backstory of how he could have killed Michael, but he didn't. And he's still alive now. They didn't let him die. Mike, I'm talking about Hawkins. Mm-hmm. So what if we hear the story of this coming of age movie? Well, what if the coming of age, and I haven't said this yet, but I'm going to do a video on this. We're probably going to hate, but I'm going to do a video on this, the coming of age. What if that really means Hawkins? It's his coming of age story. It's not Allison's or Corey's. It's Hawkins. And I haven't talked about this before, but it's been in my mind for a little while. What if that's the coming of age, guys, where Hawkins is his redemption story, where he is able to do what he couldn't do before. Right. And it's more about him and Laurie maybe together putting an end to Michael or something. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Again, that means Michael dies, which I have a hard time believing, but yeah. So I don't know, man. If you're asking me which do I want to have happen, I want them to live. Mm-hmm. I want Laurie to win, and I want Michael to win. Right. That's what I want.
I mentioned it earlier. This is how I would want it to really play out, and I'm with you on that, Craven, with the whole Hawkins idea. Because he never took that shot. He's probably lived in regret, and he's like, if I would have just taken that shot, then I would have saved a lot of people tonight. But his cowardness or his, didn't have the nerve to do it or something. So now so let me go through this for a second. Okay, we had this whole copycat killer idea, right? Mm-hmm. With this Corey Cunningham. And let's say some of the rumors are true, some of them are not completely accurate. Mm-hmm. Let's say at the beginning of the movie, I would love for the movie to pick up where Halloween Kills ended, and we see a POV shot of him sneaking his way back into his bedroom and killing Karen. Just seeing how he did it from his perspective, and that would be a callback to John Carpenter's movie, The Opening. That would be really cool. Are we going to get it? Probably not. That's wishful thinking.
It is. I love it.
Yeah, but also when it comes to this Corey character, let's just say that the movie opens up and there's this showdown with Laurie or law enforcement and Michael Myers. And we think that Michael Myers is dead. Everyone thinks that Michael Myers is dead because we get this 4-year time jump. And then whatever's going on in the world, that we haven't had trick-or-treating. 4 years has come around. Laurie has finally recovered or is starting to, show progress. And we start, hearing this spooky season coming back, and we're, trick-or-treating's coming back, and this Corey Cunningham character is wanting to keep the legend, the boogeyman in Haddonfield alive. And let's say that he does. Maybe it's not a big part of the movie. Maybe it's just a part where, we as the audience, we view it and we think it's the boogeyman at first, but it's really Corey. And then we get this scene that everyone's pointing out with the fingers. And
Yes.
maybe he's like, I'm gonna go and, I'm gonna go and spook Jamie Lee Curtis, and he picked the wrong one, obviously, and she starts firing at him. Either she gets some shots off in him, or she misses, or she does a warning shot. He runs out the house. Law enforcement is looking for him. The working title for this is called Cave Dweller. And Knight, I know we talked about earlier, but I didn't talk to Craven about it. But we see Corey running in the sewer, and maybe that's where he's hiding out, and that's where he really encounters the boogeyman. And then whenever Michael actually emerges this time, everyone thinks it is still Corey, but it's really in fact the boogeyman this time. And then we get that big showdown with Laurie and Michael. And then with you speaking about this scene right here where he's laying down, it just makes me think of Halloween 1978, of where Michael just, maybe she's not looking at him, and there's, if you slow down that trailer, you see like the police cars, the lights on her face throughout the window. You see Hawkins running out of the cop car. You see you see Allison get out too. So maybe they're coming to, they're the cavalry. They're coming to rescue her or whatever. And Michael right there in the background lifts up like he did in 1978, but Laurie doesn't see him. And maybe she's slowly walking to that front door, and he's slowly walking behind her, just like he did in that one. And right before she can grab that front door, Michael snatches her from behind, and the camera cuts to everybody outside, and us as the audience, we don't know what's going on. We don't know. And that front door opens up slowly, and who emerges? And it's like Michael Myers. And then that's where all the police, just like in that flashback in 1978, where everyone had the guns drawn on them, they start firing on him. Hawkins walks over there, takes off his mask, and puts one in his forehead. Finally takes that shot. Allison runs in. Laurie's still got a little bit of life in her. She's bleeding, and she's like, now you don't have to worry about the boogeyman anymore. Live your life. Something wrapping up the movie. That's how I would want it to play out. Like, I'm just trying to piece it together. I always try to like piece, and then I get mad at myself whenever I actually watch the movie. I'm like, damn, I knew too much, or I was completely way off.
Right.
Yep.
This occupies my mind more than it should.
Right.
Oh man, I think we can all relate to that one. But
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it's like, because inevitably, unless we really just miss something, which does happen, usually we figured out the stuff we thought is going to be true. It's just going to have to fall in line. But that doesn't mean it always does, or sometimes it doesn't fall in line exactly the way we thought it would. Maybe if part of it was true that we thought or came true.
Right.
But I'm almost like, I'm with you guys. I mean, like with this movie and Scream, I wanted to be surprised. Like I hope I'm wrong instead of like hoping I'm right kind of prediction. Unless we're talking about Stu Macher and Scream, then I hope I'm right. But other than him and Nev, I hope I'm wrong on everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. And I will say that, so far, obviously we got a lot of great goodies today, but, I think the trailer, in general, did a pretty good job of, giving us some moments, but keeping us in the dark. If it wasn't for the leak or leaks, we'd be doing pretty good right now for a Halloween movie. And, one thing I don't understand, and I know the answer, but just as a fan, I don't understand. When they do the test screenings and stuff, they know that people are going to leak it.
I know,
Right.
dude.
They know that. And I get it. It's a way that they can test the film out and get the feedback and all that type of stuff. I get it. But it's just too bad, because even as a YouTuber, and and I love, this is a great conversation. You guys know me. I could talk about Michael all day, or any of these types of discussions. But there's a big difference between theorizing and talking with your friends and speculate versus leaks that
Oh yeah,
that you know of or whatever.
it's
You know what I'm saying?
like actual real
And
spoilers. Yeah,
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's
true.
just too bad because I would have loved to have gone into this with only what we got officially, like the trailer and
Hmm.
whatever Jamie or David Gordon Green is saying or whatever. And it's just too bad. It really is, man. When they did the test screenings, as soon as I heard they were doing that, I'm like, they're gonna leak it. And sure enough,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was. It's like,
Because I
Yeah.
hear on these test screenings, I've heard, and I have not been at one, but I did hear that like all they require. Actually, I think I may have been on one with Scream 2 because it was an advanced screening. So I guess I have been on one, but
mhm,
you have to sign. You just, it's an honor system. You're just
yeah,
signing. They're not like, they're not tracking your social media,
of
and
course,
Right.
they don't know what you're really doing. You're just saying,
yeah,
I won't reveal anything for you to sign as you leave the theater. Just
hmm,
checking off a box. And
yeah,
it's like,
That
in
is how
this
it
day
is.
and yeah, well, here's the thing though, that worked in the 90s and the 80s because there's no,
yes,
with social media, you can't get rapid information out.
that's right,
But the age we're in is different, but they're still doing the same thing they did 30 years ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
They haven't adjusted it. And there should not be test screen. I'm sorry.
I
Make
agree,
the movie you want to make that you believe in as a producer,
hmm,
and you either bombs or it does great.
right,
You don't need to do these stupid test screenings,
Yeah.
yep,
in my opinion. That's just my opinion. One man's opinion.
yep,
Because it's going to get out, and it is getting out. This whole Corey thing, imagine if we had not gotten these leaks about Corey, we would have
yes,
seen that character in the trailer. I wonder who that is.
that's right,
And what's he doing in a sewer? What is that
yep.
about?
That would have
And
been,
Yeah.
then it's
yeah,
just like the redheaded chick, right? We don't know who that is. It would have
hmm,
been like that, like, I wonder who that person is. That's a new character. We
hmm,
wouldn't be knowing about Copycat, Michael Obsession, showing us a picture of him with the white makeup around his eyes so that we know he's blending in with the mask. I
hmm,
mean, we know Corey puts the mask on because of
right,
the face makeup on when he's getting strangled.
yep,
Yeah.
I'm like, why is that in the trailer? You didn't have to put
Yeah.
that scene in there. So I already know he's going to at the very least, Corey's dressing up as Michael.
yeah,
That's a done deal
Yeah.
because of that one scene.
hmm,
I don't know,
Yeah.
but again, for the way as horrible as trailers are, that was not bad. I'll take that
yeah,
over the other
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. And I don't want to see anything else. Like, honestly, like,
no, I
I
don't
felt
either.
like I knew so much with Halloween Kills and saw so much footage of that movie. And I feel like that hurt it a little bit in my eyes. Like, I
yeah,
was like not as surprised when I watched the movie just because I was like, well, I
Mhm.
knew this was about to go this way. I knew
hmm,
it, like getting from point A to point B, like
hmm,
the whole movie. So,
yeah,
I mean,
Hey Destin, just I don't know if you've seen this or not. We've been having a real good conversation. At 12:06 a.m., I shot him 6 times. Marcus sent you a message there. I should have put
yeah,
it
I
in the chat.
messaged him. Yeah.
Okay,
I messaged.
okay,
Yeah,
you're good. I just want to make sure
yeah.
you saw it. That's all.
He has the link, so join up, buddy.
yeah,
I sent it to him earlier, so yeah, I just sent you another
Cool.
message and on Instagram. So yeah, check it out, Marcus. Come on in if you got it, if you're still here. So yeah, I
Well,
invited him tonight as well. So
oh yeah, no, he's awesome too. But man, here's the thing:
yeah,
we both are, well, both the three of us know. I was gonna say the both of you, but yeah, whatever. All of us know another trailer's coming out. You know it's
yeah,
gonna be here probably middle of September, I'm guessing, something like that,
hmm,
as a final like big TV push, big marketing push.
yeah,
And it's gonna probably be 2 minutes long, 2.5 minutes long. We're gonna get a lot of footage. And the fan in me does not want to watch it.
that's right,
mhm.
But the YouTube content creator in me says you have to
Have
watch
to.
it. You
yes,
have to slow it down to 1/10 of normal speed and look at every frame, brighten the screen to see every little hidden detail.
yep,
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hate myself, but I'm gonna do it anyway
yep,
because that's what I accepted when I started doing a horror channel.
yep,
I mean, honestly, I mean, deep down, I don't know about you guys, but like, I also like it. It is okay. I'm gonna say this first. It is hard because it's gonna be on every social media platform.
Yeah.
And when you scroll past it, it's gonna be hard to not stop and
Yeah.
say,
Yep.
"Oh, I want to see this." But part of me wants me to watch it to make sure that maybe I'm wrong. Like I want to see something that I don't know.
Right.
Like hopefully I
Mhm.
don't see these signs that a lot of these rumors are saying, because I don't want it to play out like that. Like
Right.
Mhm.
I'm trying to prove myself wrong. I'm trying to prove that all these rumors are bullshit. Pretty
Mhm.
much, that's what I'd be doing if I did watch it, which I probably would. But we got
But
somebody knocking at our door.
oh, okay.
I
Hey.
shot him 6 times. Let's go ahead and get him up in here. Been waiting. What is up, Marcus?
There he
Welcome.
Hey.
is.
What's going on, fellas? Sorry, I'm not gonna lie. I ended up for some reason. It was just I had a busy day and I was like doing a lot of other stuff, and I ended up sending out Craven's gift to him and stuff. And I just had a real busy day, and I'm not gonna lie, I knocked out a little bit early and stuff. Just woke up and I'm just like check my Instagram messages. I'm like, oh, Destin sent me a message. Let me see if you're still alive.
Nice.
Man, I cannot wait for that, buddy. I am so excited.
I know,
Thank you again,
I'm
man. So
excited.
so sweet
Yeah.
of you, man, to do that. It really is.
No doubt, man. No doubt. You deserve it, buddy. For sure.
Oh,
Oh, and
Normally-
just to let you know real quick, I don't know if you like have a little shrine and stuff where you put all that stuff at, but you can hang that up on your wall.
okay, good.
Yeah, it has a
Good.
little hook in the back, you know what I mean? You can just
Mhm.
lock that up on a nail. Just
I like
admire it. Just admire it.
Yes. Absolutely. I love it, man. Seriously. That's great. That's so cool, man. Appreciate it.
No doubt, man.
Marcus, we're in a deep dive here, just talking and speculating all the news that was dropping today, as far as like the poster to what Jamie Lee Curtis has said. I mean, what's your thoughts on everything? Like, have you had a chance to
I'm
check
not gonna lie,
everything out?
unfortunately I wasn't able to really catch much today. I was out and about doing other
Okay.
stuff or whatever and
Yeah.
stuff. So fill me in. What did I miss? What is the poster looking like? Or I can pull it up real quick.
Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Myers make out. And, I'm just
And then reveal their brother and sister afterwards.
Oh my!
Oh,
goodness.
yeah. It's that
That's
kind of a
funny.
movie.
and
That's
at
funny
the end they
because,
moved
I
back
did a
to
video on that a couple days ago because somebody from Screen Rant did an article about that they could justify making them siblings and ends, and I read the article and I did a video about it. Actually, like showcased the article on the video, and I was just like, I mean, I just feel like there's no basis for it. Like they literally, the person said in the article that Halloween Kills basically confirmed the fact that Michael is not a motiveless killer, that basically Laurie is a target. And I'm just like, what two movies were you just watching? Like, like he never not once treated her like a target, in 18 or in Kills. Sartain put her in this path in 18.
Right.
And in Kills, he didn't even bother to go to the hospital after. So like I was like, listen, and he said they could do it in a justifiable way, and I'm just like, how? Like they spent in 18 with that one line from Allison. They did that on purpose. And then on top of that, John Carpenter is still very much influenced with counseling and where somewhat this trilogy and the story is going. And I think a lot of people fail to forget that he didn't want Michael and Laurie to be siblings. He didn't even want to do another Michael Myers movie after the original.
That's right.
So I just can't envision John Carpenter after all these years and then after these two movies, with the direction that they've shown us, being like, okay, yeah, so in Halloween Ends we're going to make them brother and sister.
Right.
It's just like I don't know how to feel about that, But well, I hope not. I'm not gonna lie. I like the fact that because my thing is, if Michael is truly evil, there's no motive for God. Like she is not a target. Like everybody's a target, not just Laurie.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they go in that direction. I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I guess it depends on how they get into it. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. I
I'm
hear
about
you.
to pull up this poster because now you guys got me intrigued. Even though I know there ain't
Oh, I
kissing
can
in
pull
the
it up right
poster, I
now.
had to,
Yeah, pull that sucker up,
yeah,
man.
yeah, pull that sucker up. Let me see this
There you
bad.
go. So I heard
Ooh.
they team up like the Predator and you know.
An alien.
Ah, man, that's an awesome poster. I love it.
Yeah, it is.
Man,
I like
I
it.
will say this. I like it a lot. I mean, this has the feel of a final showdown. It does.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like both backs turn to each other. Michael's looking that way. She's looking over her shoulder. I like that a lot.
Mhm.
I do.
Yeah.
I will say
But,
this
you know-
though. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just jumping the gun on this, but I just get the overwhelming feeling in this poster that they're both going to go down. Like I don't know. I just
Oh.
do. Like
I still haven't seen any damn flames in the trailer though. And we keep getting these sparks and these flames. And
Yeah, I know.
right?
I mean, if the fight is in a kitchen, where's the flames?
I mean,
Right.
it could be a skillet.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Could
right.
be a skillet on fire.
a grease fire.
Grease fire in the kitchen.
Oh man.
It could be like what maybe what
oh my
happens to
God.
Michael is what happens to Amber.
Oh
I was like,
no!
Oh, no.
Lori hits him with the hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Hit me with the hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Amber. Gosh, I can't stand that
Amber.
character.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If only you had that picture of her.
Dude, I was literally going for my mouse to put the picture of Amber up, and I realized I'm not running the stream. I'm serious, dude. I went for the mouse. I was like, oh, I gotta pull it up.
Dude,
Oh.
that picture, it always cracks me up when you put it up there because you always say something funny too.
I try to like segue into the
Yeah.
picture off something. If any of y'all want that picture for your streams, I know you don't have to be. You probably don't share the disdain for Amber that I do, but if you want that picture, I'll send it to you. You can have it on StreamYard. Just stand by.
Craven, I'm
I'll
sorry.
take it.
I'm sorry,
I'll
Craven.
take it.
Sorry, boys, it's been a terrible mistake. Howie is going to say something to you, aren't you, Howie? I'm
Cheech
going
and
to get you
Chong?
out of this as quickly as possible. Howie, now say, come on now, say your little
I'm sorry I took the money.
that.
Wow.
I'm sorry I took the money. I'm sorry! I'm
Enough.
sorry!
That's enough, Howie.
Dude.
That's enough, dear.
I'm
That's
awfully
just
sorry.
fine. That's fine. Now, boys, all the money is here. Come along, Howie.
Sorry.
And I just want to apologize to you
so
again,
sorry.
tell you how I'm sorry I am
Terribly
about
sorry.
the mistake. And if there's
sorry.
anything at all I can do for you, please don't hesitate to ask. Come along, Howie.
Sorry. I'm
It's time for your
sorry.
lobotomy.
I'm not sorry I took the money.
Whoa,
Jeez.
bro.
Yeah.
Dude, you
man.
heard what happened to him, right, Destin? Paul Rubens?
Pee Wee? Oh no, what?
No, dude, he just got charged and arrested with inappropriate children pictures.
Oh my god. Well,
real?
now.
Yes.
When?
Yeah, it happened last week. Paul Rubens was
No, I didn't see that at all.
yeah, he's
man.
with a child. You know what? Yep.
Oh man.
I'm like, I'm like, come on, man. So now every time I see him, I'm just think to myself, Predator. Every time I see him,
Oh,
now. And
man.
I'm not talking about Arnold, man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
I'm sorry.
I'm not talking about the chopper.
Get to the chopper. Do it. Come on. I'm
Time.
here.
Don't have time to bleed.
Oh man, that's
Bro.
crazy. Wasn't he like? Didn't he have like some controversy back in the day too?
Yeah,
Yeah. it was like
yeah. He was like in a
a theater.
in
or
a
something.
in an
Right, I
adult
did
theater.
think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
he
was
was caught there
wild.
for that was a long time ago. Indecent exposure, whatever.
Yeah, and I thought he got himself situated, you know.
Mm.
Brought back painful memories.
Yeah, man. It's
I'm
just,
sorry.
Well, no, and it's like, well, you think about it too, like knowing that's probably something that's not new for him. You know, you don't just wake up one morning and decide that's what I'm going to look at.
Right.
So make you back to Pee Wee's Playhouse and Saturday morning kids show
I
and
know.
stuff, and it just starts getting in your head like, dude, it just really makes you feel just really slimy and grimy and.
Does it make you
You
feel
know.
like this? Let's do something on
Oh,
a better
no.
note.
Got it. Okay. And this is the upright.
Enough! Do you want my head to explode? In the name of all that is good and decent, no more for today!
I love it.
Dude,
Nice.
Have y'all seen that movie?
I haven't seen
I don't recognize it.
It's been a while.
It's Chris Farley's last movie, Almost Heroes.
Oh.
I didn't see
Yeah, Lois and Clark
Yeah.
expedition. They're trying to beat them. It's so funny.
it. Oh man.
It's one of those movies that's just like
I gotta watch that movie again.
it's one of those comedies that just doesn't have like a bunch of. It's funny without putting a bunch of vulgar stuff into it.
Right,
Oh,
right.
I like
love it.
that.
Yeah, and Chris Farley, man, I miss a lot of his work.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
And
sad.
John
absolutely.
Candy.
Yep.
Oh, John Candy, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Harry Crumb. Harry Crumb's the man.
You better believe it, buddy.
I still need to see that.
Oh, Destin, you couldn't make it to the watch party because you had your LASIK thing that we
Yep.
did. But dude,
That's
you gotta
right.
see that movie, bro.
What's
It's
it
so
on? Is it on, or do I need to purchase it?
I think you have to
or-
rent it. Yeah, it's on Prime.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's
Yeah.
so good.
That's definitely it's a really good one.
Yes, it is.
That, I always remember the cover art where he's like attached to a window or something. Is that the right
Yep.
movie?
That's the
Yeah.
one.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I need to check that out.
It's so good. It's one of his best, honestly. My opinion.
Yeah.
He was so good, man. He really was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Val, that poster, I know what you're talking about. Because it's like that duality, you know?
Yeah.
Val's always on it, man. She knows what's up.
Yes.
Oh yeah. General, man, she doesn't play around.
No, she
what I'm
doesn't.
saying. That's what I'm
Look,
saying.
this Pittsburgh Nelly, that's actually from Almost Heroes. That's Chris Farley right there.
Nice.
Okay.
And yeah,
Right.
there's a I don't know, there's a scene. I won't spoil it for you if you ever get a chance to check it out, but yeah. It's good. It's good. Guys, like what else do y'all okay, so Marcus, since you just got in here, what would satisfy you the most as far as just getting back on Halloween topic? What would satisfy you the most of the outcome? Do you want to see if you had to pick one, who do you want to follow? Who do you want to survive? What would make you walking out being like, okay, I can accept it?
A good question. I wouldn't be unsatisfied if either one of them died. I expect Lori. I think Lori is the easiest pick to say is going to die. But then I just think back to Halloween H2O, and that was supposed to be obviously the Halloween ends of that time. And I think about this too. Halloween 2, they killed Michael off. It is because the fans wanted him back that Halloween 4 got made.
Right.
And stuff. So I honestly would not. I would be satisfied if Michael dies, and the only reason why I say that is because how much more believable. And I mean, we see that he feels, like I said, he feels these bullets going into him. He feels himself like the pain from getting stabbed. How much more can that human vessel take? And are we real? Okay, I think my thing is, what would satisfy me is, and I mean, I love the Allison character. I initially wanted her to be the new final girl, and then, okay, if you want to do more Halloween movies following after her, cool. But then again, it goes against what they're trying to say is basically like this Strode story is over. This is going to be over, supposed to be over in this movie. And then I thought about it. I'm like, would I really be satisfied with him basically taking the easy route, keeping Allison alive, and then, okay, that's, you know, we can follow after her? I think that would just be too easy and be too repetitive.
Yeah.
So I think what would satisfy me the most is give us a definitive ending to this saga. Like, you're saying this saga is going to end. Give us a definitive ending. And I mean, my thing is this: you can always sit there and make a Michael Myers movie where you set it back to where he's young. You could always take that route. And I'm just to the point where I'd be satisfied, in all honesty. If this saga's supposed to end, kill them both. Like, but do it in a way where it's like epic. Like, it's, you know, it's an epic way they're going out. Both of them are going out. You know, that's why I'd be satisfied.
Yeah, it's got to be epic.
Yeah. I mean, you're saying this is the definitive ending to this saga. Well, give us a definitive ending, or at least make it feel it's definitive. And then maybe, just maybe, in the credits or whatever, we might hear breathing. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of don't want to hear breathing. I would like to see them after this movie maybe take it back to a Halloween movie where Michael's a little bit younger, because let's really be honest, like how much longer can this vessel take? Like, this vessel's about to be 70 years old, you know? So it's just like, I love Michael Myers, you know, he's my ultimate slasher. But at the same time, it was not the first time we've seen Michael Myers die, guys. It's not. Halloween 2 did it. Halloween H2O did it. Resurrection and that beginning don't count. You know,
right.
He got his head chopped off in H2O.
Yeah, he did.
I mean? Like,
trick or treat, mother.
Oh, man.
Here's one thing that somebody brought up on a stream. I don't know if y'all were with me one night. It was recent. It was like maybe a week or two ago. I can't remember. You know, in Kills, where Marion has the revolver on Michael and says, "This is for Loomis," and then it's just click, you know? Well, a lot of people have, and I've never thought about this. What do you mean this is for Loomis? In this timeline, you didn't do anything to Loomis. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're erasing all of the timeline and everything of Halloween 2 and stuff, like, so I would like to see, like, if they do you, I mean, here's the thing, is like, I want another flashback scene. Let's go back. Let's answer some questions here. And with that same actor that played Loomis, maybe they got him back in, you know, Smith's Grove, and they're sitting there, and maybe Michael actually kills him. You know, maybe there's a part where he's like in the cell with Michael and he's trying to talk to him, and Michael kills Loomis there, or something like that. Like I feel like they could do a lot more with that character since they got this guy on set.
Yeah, but didn't they in 2018? Didn't they say that Loomis had passed away from old age or something like that?
Did they say that? I don't remember that.
Because Sartain
said, he did say something about Dr. Loomis.
He could have been lying.
I'd have to go and hear that.
Cover up.
Well, put it this way, though. Although I like the idea, Destin, because that'd be a great way to look. Anytime Marcus knows what I'm about to say. Anytime I can get more Loomis, I'm all for it.
I'm right there with him.
Even if there's plot holes. Yeah. But of course, if Sartain did say that,
not human,
then then there's that. But here's the other thing too: if Michael had killed Loomis, I would have thought that Sartain would have said that when he was talking to the podcasters, to Aaron, you know, or maybe when he was talking to Laurie, when that had that quick interaction, and you're Laurie Strode, and so forth and so forth, you know. So
yeah, I just thought that it would be like a really, if they did do some flashbacks, and you just brought up another point that just brought something I was going to bring up earlier. If they did like a flashback and they had like after that other flashback we got in Kills and he's recaptured, and maybe there's a scene with Marion and Loomis in Smith's Grove together and they're having like a little interaction, you know, or something, you know, and then Sartain's there too. You could throw in Sartain in the background or, you know, walking into the room.
Yeah.
But that's another thing I want answered too. I want to see how these podcasters really got their hands on this mask.
Right.
Like, I just don't buy it.
Right.
Like, there's something more there. This is too convenient.
Yeah, man.
Can we get an explanation? I mean, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even some dialogue. You don't even have to show us. Just tell us. You know
something.
I mean, didn't he? I mean, Aaron said that he borrowed it from a friend at the district attorney's office.
Yeah, he said he had a friend with the state attorney or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
but,
true.
you know, honestly, like, how much do you really buy that? That's like classified evidence.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, that, in my opinion, I think that would your friend really be willing to lose their job? Like,
yes.
you know, like, this
Yeah.
would have to be somebody like high up, like the big guy that's just like has no fear of losing their employment or anything. Like, when I heard that, I remember sitting in the theater, and he's like, you know, I borrowed something from the district attorney's office and from a friend from the district attorney's office, and he pulls the mask out, and I just remember, I mean, because I took my mom out to see it or whatever and stuff, rightfully so. She got me into horror and the whole franchise and everything. I just whipped my head over her, and I was just like, "You buy that?" I was like, "You buy that?" And she was just like, "She's like, what?" And I'm like, "What?" I said, "What government official in their right mind is going to give a podcast or anybody classified information like that?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to say. Yeah, it's one thing to say something you're not supposed to say, but to give the actual mask of Michael Audrey Myers, it's like, you know what I'm saying? That is a stretch.
Exactly. Like the exact mask that this is supposed to be the mask that he used that fateful night in 1978. Like, I never bought that line when he said he got it from a friend from the district attorney's office. Like, hopefully we get some even better context on that and ends, but I'm not gonna lie, I doubt we do.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been even better if these podcasters stole it somehow, you know, and we kind of saw
just like
the heist of them catching, you know, like getting the mask from somewhere. You know, like that would have been a much better opening.
Right, just like in Bride of Chucky, like, or they maybe had a friend who was a cop who stole it for him or something, like.
Yeah. See, that was cool. Yeah. But it's just like let's just like quickly say this real quick. We're like, it's just really too convenient writing. It's kind of sloppy if you really think about it. But yeah, I do. I want to see more flashbacks. I think with ends, we need to see some beginning of 2018. We need to see some things to wrap this up, you know, because now it's starting to just kind of feel like an afterthought. And originally, David Gordon Green and Danny McBride said they had this 3-movie arc, like they had it all planned out. And then, you know, what happened in the world happened and things get postponed, and it's like then they decide to change the scripts around, and it's just like, you know, was this the original idea, or did y'all not have a 3-movie arc? You're just telling us that, you know. You're just using that as an excuse to change the script or say you're changing the script. I don't know. I don't know. I always try to think of it from like a movie standpoint of like, and then you also, another thing that bothers me is that in order to get Jamie Lee Curtis, especially back for 3 movies, you know, you're going to give her some creative control over the property, similar to like Tom Cruise over his Mission Impossible type movies, you know, even though he's a producer on those. It's just, she wants, you know, them to touch on certain topics and do this and do that. And so you got to play ball with her in order to keep her, you know? And so it's a lot of, you know, trying to please everybody behind scenes. And at the end of the day, it just might just mess your movie up. It just might make the writing sloppy because you're trying to keep everybody happy. You're happy that you got
Right.
Jamie Lee Curtis back, but she's demanding it to go this way. Well, that messes up my whole narrative, So,
Right.
Yeah.
And just like you said about the the pool, she has stroke. You know what I mean? She has some say into what's going on in the script and the story and all that. And
Yeah.
that's why it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me, especially because we have to keep this in mind. Blumhouse has the rights, and then they kick it back to Malik. It's not like in Halloween H2O where Malik was involved and stuff like that, and then they pulled, jerked the curtain from under her and said, "Oh yeah, you can't kill Michael because that's what Mustafa wanted." He never wanted Michael to die. If she wants Michael Myers to die in this movie and she's the lone wolf last standing, I would not be surprised if we see that, because that's what she wanted for Halloween H2O. Something, for her and her saga as a definitive ending to her character's story. That would not surprise me if she decided to do that at all. And that's why with a lot of the stuff that they're saying, like, oh yeah, this movie's going to be what diverge from the different. It's going to be different from the other two. Jamie saying people aren't going to like this movie. People are going to be mad and all that stuff. I look at those words, and I'm not saying they couldn't be true, because they absolutely could be true. But I look at that as, I'm just like, what are you supposed to do if this is the last showdown between Michael Myers and Laurie Strode? You're going to hype it up. And you're going to hype it up in a good way. You're going to hype it up in bad ways. You're going to hype it up any type of way that you can, so people can go buy a ticket. You know what I mean?
Bad publicity is still good publicity.
That's right.
Yes. So I'm just, when I was seeing those articles and stuff and seeing what John even said and what she said, I'm just like, I'll wait till I get there to be the judge of that, because we've seen that happen too many times, with movies. They're like, oh yeah, this movie is going to be so good, or oh, we don't know if you guys are going to like certain things, and then it's either we love it or we hate it. So I'll wait till we get there,
Right.
Yeah. And also, honestly, Jamie Lee Curtis, she can sell a damn movie.
Yeah.
She's done it time and time before. She gets out here and you just believe everything she says. She's just good at it. And I just, she's hyped stuff up before in the past. I know that she's the main actress of this movie. She's top billing. That's what she's trying to sell this movie. That's what they're doing. So, she's doing her job,
Yeah.
But I take everything she says with a grain of salt, just because it just always just never. Sometimes I feel like she just overhypes it, and that, I guess that's your job whenever you're out there marketing the movie. But everyone just has to take whenever an actress or an actor comes out and says, "Oh, this movie is gonna blow you away. This is the ultimate whatever." You got to just take that in, for a grain of salt. Everyone gets on this hype train on it, and we are. I'm hyped for this movie, but I'm also it's like I'm preparing myself, especially after what I've heard as far as what one of these endings are. I don't know if I'm satisfied by it. I really don't, and I hope it's not. I hope it's just a rumor. I hope it's bull crap. I just don't want it. I know, Craven, you don't want to know anything about it. Knight, I told you earlier, right?
Yep. Okay.
Marcus, maybe
I can turn off my volume if you want to. Y'all want to talk about it for a minute? That's fine. It don't bother me. I'll just tap out and just give me a thumbs up when you're done.
No. It's okay. It's all right. I can talk about it another time. I talked about it earlier, but it's just, you're always gonna, with any movie really, especially something as big as Halloween, you're not gonna please all the fans, and that's the thing.
Screen suit, no way.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Look at Halloween Kills, and I know that they're doing the same thing for Halloween Ends as they did with Kills. Hey, you can watch it at home, or you can watch it at the theater. And she says, watch it in the theater, then come home and watch it at home too. I don't really think there's going to be a lot of people running out to the theaters to see this one like they did Kills, because the negative feedback that they got once they left the theater. A lot of people are going to I'd rather be safer than sorry and watch this at home. Now, us hardcore fans, we're like, no, we want to see this on the big screen. That's what I want to do. But I'm just talking about like everybody that kind of felt like they got burned with Kills. I feel like they're going to be more hesitant on going back to the theater to see this one. So I don't think we're going to, financially, I don't think this is going to be as big as Kills was, just because.
Well, I mean, honestly, Justin, if you think about it, 18 did 250 million in the box office, right?
Yeah.
Kills did 150 in the box office with the same day release on Peacock.
Yeah.
So it was $100 million less. Now, that's not 10 million, $100 million less.
Right.
Now, they're launching ends on the same day as Peacock now. So, and Marcus, that's some of the news. If you hadn't heard that yet, that Jamie Lee announced the Peacock dropping the same day like they did with Kills.
Yeah.
So, which I love personally. I'm a fan of the decision, but I also wonder, and I would curious what you guys think about this. My thought was that it'll make at least 150 because it is the end movie.
Yes.
And that I think people will be more motivated actually over Kills because they know this is the final quote showdown with Lori. So I think that has it in its favor.
Yeah.
That I think it could actually do better than Kills.
That's what I was saying earlier, before you had gotten on, Stephen, because statistically, the middle chapters of trilogies usually there's the dip, right? And you see it so many times. If you look at Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, was the least, successful in the box office, which of course is interesting because now in the original trilogy, it's thought of as the best, but that, same thing with Attack of the Clones. I was telling Des, I know I already said this story. Des is like, I already heard this night, but I'm just saying, everybody wanted to see the Phantom Menace because we had waited 20 years for a Star Wars movie. We all went to go see it, and then we were like, oh, screw Jar Jar.
This pile of dog. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, no,
Nisa.
But then when Attack of the Clones came, it wasn't as successful. But when Revenge of the Sith came out, we're like, we gotta see that because that's the end of the trilogy.
And what happens? We know Anakin turns to Vader,
Right.
and we all want to see that transition, right?
Right.
And what happens in this movie? It's the final showdown. This is the final battle.
Yeah. So I think it definitely.
But we've.
Well,
It's true. I think so too. We'll see.
I want that, and I see that. I see that. But I just, for some reason, something tells me that, honestly, I don't see it making. I want it to. Trust me.
Yeah.
But from what happened with Kills, I think we're going to see another dip.
Give me a number.
Just because. I would say 100. I'm gonna go there. Yeah.
A $50 million dip.
wow.
I wouldn't have said that. I would not have said that, and if I did not hear the news today that it was going to be on Peacock. And that's not me knocking on the movie. I want to see this movie bad.
Right.
Wow.
I'm just saying that what I believe. I think that putting it on Peacock. I'm a fan of it too, Steven. I really am.
Yeah.
I
Me too,
love the
yeah.
idea because I want to watch it over and over and at my leisure, and I want I don't.
Dude,
want
I can watch it right after it's over again.
Exactly.
Without buying a ticket and waiting 30 minutes. I can click replay.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But see, I think that because of Kills, and then because they're making this decision, I think that it would make 150 million or more if they didn't do the Peacock thing.
Okay.
I think that now everyone's going back to cinemas now. I mean, look at what Top Gun just did.
Right?
I mean,
1.4 billion.
It's there's not people aren't really that scared to go back. Yeah, especially who's mainly going to go see this movie? It's going to be hardcore fans, the ones that grew up with the franchise and love the franchise, and it's going to be young folks that want to go see the scary movie for this weekend.
Right.
And it's a known property. No one's scared to go to the cinemas right now, pretty much. Especially not the audience that's going to go see a scary movie. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I just think that I love the Peacock move for my selfishness, for my own personal thing. but I think that financially it's going to hurt the movie a little bit.
Mm.
I think you keep your core audience. I think you keep a lot of people. If you didn't put it on Peacock, I think you almost force them. No, you got to go see this final showdown at the cinema.
Mm.
But now you've given them an option.
Mm.
But that comes up with there might be multiple cuts of the movie. So there's your reason to go see it.
I can't.
That's a rumor going around.
I just don't. I just don't like that. I said it earlier, and the more I've thought about it, I do not like the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Well, I
Pick
heard there's
one.
like 3 different cuts of the ending and all that,
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, like there's like 3 different endings, and I'm just
And
like,
people are like really buying, like I really think they're taking it out of context. Like what Jamie Lee Curtis said, like there might be a reason why you want to go see it at the theater and then come home and see it on. And she said it a certain way. Like I have to rewatch it, but a lot of people are bringing it up.
I've heard that clip multiple times as I was doing my video earlier. I honestly I never thought of that idea. I said, oh, this is marketing. She's just saying, she's just trying to get people excited to say, hey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the movie theaters, and then I'm going to go home and watch it. It's kind of like a way of, and just maybe with my marketing background, because that's something I would write in a script to market a product.
Yeah.
To say, hey, guess what? We're going to go, you don't have to do one or the other. Do both.
Yeah.
It just seemed like standard marketing fodder to me when she said that.
Yeah.
That was just my impression.
Because sure enough, man, I'll tell you what, that's exactly what me and Coriander did. Hey, Amber.
Hey, Amber. What's up, Amber?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dustin.
No. Go ahead. I was just telling her, welcome to the stream. We've been going for like 3 hours. It feels like we've only been going in an hour.
Right? That's how it happens, man. But no, that's exactly what me and Coriander did. We went right to the theater. We saw it. We did a live on location reaction, and then once we got situated and we did the collective that night, and then I was like, well, time to watch Kills again. She was like, yep. And we sat down and we watched it again that night at like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. It was great.
It's awesome, man.
So
I don't think there's anything more to it than that. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
It's my opinion.
I think people are digging too much into it too. I mean that's the only I guess where I was going with that thought was, I guess that's the only way I can see this movie bringing in 150 or more.
Oh, okay. Well,
as a
piggyback on that.
marketing.
I'll piggyback on you, Destin. So, Marcus, and then I'd like Knight to answer because I want to hear tell me your predictions, man. So now it's in Peacock. It's the dual release. How do you feel it's going to do? What's your number? What number do you think it's going to hit right now?
I'm honestly going through the roof on this one. I'm saying it's probably going to even maybe hit what 18 hit, or maybe a little bit better.
Oh.
I feel like because this is the end, this is supposed to be the finale. This is the last time we are going to see Jamie Lee Curtis in a Halloween movie, and just the fact that it seems like, especially even more so now than even last year, I still feel like we weren't completely out of the woods with what's going on with the world. I feel like now we are a little bit more clear of that, and I just feel like everybody is going to be dying to get out of the house to go see this movie. Even if they do stream it the same night on Peacock or whatever, I just have this feeling that this movie is going to just go do the same thing that 18 did, or maybe slightly even better. I don't know why. I just have this feeling, because one thing I can say about, especially from going to like Horror Hound and Monster Mania and stuff like that, this Halloween 2018 has spawned a new generation of Halloween fans. You see so many of these younger kids, and I'm talking about 14, 15 years old, showing up at these cons with their Michael Myers, costumes, girls dressed up as Laurie and stuff like that. I'm like, there's no way, if this is the end of this saga, this is it for Jamie Lee Curtis and this franchise, I feel like people are going to show up and show out, and this movie's going to make a ton of money at the box office.
Okay, all right, that's interesting. Knight, what do you think, dude?
I'm thinking it's going to. I think it's going to do as well as kills, and maybe a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Because I really do think, again, this is the same thing I was saying about middle chapters in a trilogy. I think, again, this is the end of the trilogy, and I think that people are going to check it out because it's supposed to be the last one. If nothing else, and I've said it too, and I've said it on the collective streams. Look, let's just be real.
Come on.
This is we won't see Jamie Lee Curtis being Laurie Strode again. It's
Yeah.
highly, it's so unlikely. It's just unlikely. So
Yeah.
that in and of itself, no matter who lives or dies, I think a lot of fans are invested in, especially franchise fans of Halloween. So that in and of itself is kind of like, okay, this is, I mean, and I know I'm sounding geeky, but it's kind of history a little bit, I mean, she's been in this franchise for 43 years, 44 years,
Yeah.
whatever. So, I think that in and of itself is a part of it too. Is like, hey, this is the end of it, at least for Laurie for sure, or Jamie Lee Curtis. So let's go out with a bang. I think it's gonna. Kills did 150, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It did.
I think this could do maybe 175. I think it's definitely gonna do 150. It would shock me to hell if it doesn't do as well as Kills. It really would. And I know what you're saying, Destin, about the backlash, right? And that could play some part of it, but I think the fandom is still really ready to watch this in theaters, Like Marcus was saying in Monster Mania, I saw a whole bunch of friggin' Michael Myers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
There was
bet.
a lot of Michael Myers merchandise, Halloween merchandise, and so forth. So I really think people are gonna support this movie. The only way it won't is if this is a complete, what show. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
I do.
and if it is that, sure, it's gonna tank. But for me, just as a fan, for me, and you said it earlier, Destin, Kills, yeah, it had some missed opportunities. It had some pacing stuff. 10 minutes too long at the hospital. 10 times too many of saying evil dies tonight. Sure. But overall, it's a fun watch. Some great
Yeah, it is.
kills.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
a slasher movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're not expecting Anthony Hopkins level caliber of you know what I'm saying? Shakespeare. It's Halloween. 44
Yeah.
years in this franchise. So at the end of the day, it's still a good Halloween movie, or at least a decent horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of those people that are on the fence or Kills was divisive to them, I still think they're going to support it, or at least check it out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
man.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope they go to the cinemas. I really do. I hope
Yeah.
majority
me
of them
too.
do.
Me too.
I'm predicting I'm gonna go with 160. I think it's gonna do a tad over last one, and I hope I'm under. I mean, I hope, like you say, I hope Marcus. I love Marcus just shooting for the moon. I love that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll come out somewhere in there and somewhere in that mix, but I think it will do 160. I really do. Now it'll be real interesting. We'll get a good idea after next week, opening weekend, or
Yeah.
not next week. I mean, or after opening weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if it does, 15 million, oh, dude, that's not good.
Well, the only way it's going to do it is if people do multiple viewings to get those
Yeah,
numbers.
true.
Yeah.
So
But
it
if they
has
can
to
watch
hit.
it at home, are you really gonna? If it's the same movie, let's say, and I'm hoping it is. If you may go to the theater to see it on the big screen once, but are you really gonna go spend another round of sodas and popcorn, another 30 to 50 bucks, or just go home and watch it for free as many times as you want? I don't know. Some will go multiple times. So they like the big screen, right? I get that. But I'm talking about your average, Joes like you and me, who working hard for a living, and money's getting tighter and tighter every month, it seems. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you could afford to go back multiple times right now. The economy's a lot different than it was, and I'm gonna get political. It's just facts.
Yeah.
It's a lot different than last October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just I don't know, just something to think about too. Is the average the accessibility to being able to go back 3 times at a theater and paying tickets and all the
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
would think. I would think, especially now, anyway. Though, I mean, maybe this is just me. After you go see it in the theater, if you can get it for free on the streaming platform, why
Right.
would you want to go back to the theater a second,
Exactly.
third, fourth time? Like,
Exactly.
That's
you know,
right.
like that'd be just.
Hey,
kind of
I know a way. I know how. As if they have different endings.
Destin.
Destin, come on, man.
That was good.
I'm not
Dude.
saying I want that. I'm
That
just
was
saying.
good.
Yeah.
from the
Oh, I
studio.
swear, if I could find the person that started that rumor,
Good for
Well,
you.
I got another way for you. Is I tell you this: if Peacock keeps acting up with their buffering issues, people are gonna be like, you know
Oh,
what,
they got-
that's true.
Oh, it's gonna buffer on the 14th.
Oh yeah,
I
Yes.
did not know it buffered like that, man. I
Terrible.
did
Does
not
it
know
really?
that until
Oh,
we had
yes.
a watch party the other night. I didn't know that.
I've already canceled it.
We'll be doing the wrestling streams, and obviously, you know, wrestling WWE is on Peacock,
Right.
and I'll be watching. Let's say a move happens, and I'm like, "Ooh, that's a good move," and I'll call out the move, and Bob's like, "Bro, where are you at?" And I'm like, "I'm at this scene." He's like, "Bro, I'm like 10, 20 seconds ahead of you. How does this
See?
happen?" Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
Yes.
And we'll click at the same time. Like, we'll do a countdown and everything. We'll click,
Mhm.
and somehow he's still ahead of me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm. Well,
That's too bad, man.
Here's one thing, and I did talk about it earlier. I think me and you talked about it at night. I believe I did, or maybe I was just talking to the chat. I can't remember. It's getting late.
Yeah.
Okay, so Blumhouse puts his movies on Peacock, and a lot of times same day.
Yeah.
Did it with Halloween Kills. Did it with They/Them. But he didn't do it with The Black Phone. So why are you doing it with Halloween Ends?
Oh, it's coming on Peacock. I just seen it earlier.
It is, but not same day.
Oh
It's
yeah, no,
released.
you're right. Oh yeah, that is true.
Yep. That's true.
Oh.
And it was a hit. It's financial hit. Why does it get only theatrical? Are you not confident in your product, or are you trying to make up for it? I mean, I'm confused with the why.
Yeah. I
Now.
gotta admit, man, and I said it when I found out and I did a video on it. I must have said it like way too many times. I said this is so surprising to me because I just didn't expect it, you know, to go
Yeah.
streaming the same day.
Yeah.
I really can't. I can't think of why. I really can't. You
Yeah.
know,
You're talking about
I'll be-
ends?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with ends. Yeah,
Oh,
with
ends. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm with
Yeah.
you. I just thought
Yeah.
there was no way they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just caught me off guard, and I was just like, I don't know. We'll find out soon, I'm sure.
You're still processing it, huh, man?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
What if it's one of those movies, especially storyline wise, you know, with all the Cunningham stuff that, you know, we got going on in this movie or whatever. What if it's one of those movies where they're like, okay, we're obviously going to put it in theaters, but we're going to put it on streaming too, because you're going to have to rewatch this movie multiple times in order to understand maybe the premise of the story or the direction they're going or something like that. I don't know why I'm getting a little vibes that that's the case. Like, this movie's going to be so confusing, because remember, that's one of the things they said. It's going to be confusing. You know what I mean? That if this storyline or whatever is confusing, you're going
Did
to
they
have
say
to rewatch.
did they use those words confusing?
I have not heard that.
It-
Confusing being used,
Confusing,
really.
Yeah.
Do you know who said that? Do you remember who, like, which one
If
of
I'm
them
not
said it?
mistaken, I think it was I want to say it was Castle who said it, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he said it's going to confuse. It's not like it's going to like the story is going to confuse like slightly or whatever compared to the other. Like, and it doesn't surprise me. I mean, look what we're getting. We're getting multiple Michael Myers in this movie. Like, that's already
Yeah.
making the story convoluted enough, if you ask me. You know what I mean? Like, so it's going to be interesting to see for sure.
Well, I know he said also that I remember him saying that no, he doesn't think anyone could predict how this is going to unfold.
Right.
It's got a twist,
Right.
and no one's going to ever figure out.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah,
I don't know
Yeah.
what.
I
He
mean,
did say
I'll put
that.
it to you this way. To me personally, I'm hoping it's not, confusing or whatever, because
Right.
to me, what makes Halloween in general, what makes it work is the leanness of it. You know what I mean?
Simplicity.
And
Yeah, that's right.
and although, and we talked about this earlier, Destin, although I think this trilogy, at least the first two movies, have added layers to the story, the mythology, which I give them credit for, but it didn't take away from the leanness that you want in a Halloween movie. You know what I'm saying? So if this one, in other words, is a lot more layered to the point where it's too complex or too confusing,
Yeah.
then you lose what makes, to me, just as a fan, just as a
Right.
fan, you lose what makes this so good. This is different than Scream. With Scream, yeah, we want to have layers, we want to have red herrings, we want to be questioning and confused and so forth, all the way up to the reveal. We want that in Scream. We don't want that, at least me, I don't want that in Halloween. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping it's not confusing. I really am.
I'm right
But
there with
but
you,
but
buddy.
it could
Yeah,
be.
it's gonna lose
Yeah.
its charm.
I
It's
think
gonna,
so.
Yeah.
I think so. And I get the other point. This may be one of the last points I want to say, because I didn't even think about it earlier, is if they did something like that, made it too confusing, or if the story is just way too woo, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's too bad, because I think that this team, David and Danny and all these folks, and John hanging out in the background overlooking and so forth, they were on a good path of bringing us.
Yeah.
And again, I know everyone doesn't love, not everyone loves 2018 either, or Kills, but at least they were presentable entries in the franchise to me. And if they go off the rails on ends, it's just like, man, you guys were heading in the right direction with this thing, and I'd be pretty disappointed. So that's why, going to the theater, I'm optimistic, because it's like, I would think that because they understand Halloween so well, as far as what they've shown us so far and what they've said, and having literally John Carpenter right there side by side, you would think that they would make more good decisions with ends than bad decisions.
Yeah.
That's
You
my
do.
hope. That's my hope.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I want to say hi to Carl real quick. Carl Goddard's here. Says it's
Hey,
7:05 in the UK this morning. Wow.
Mm,
What's up, Carl?
Carl, what's up, buddy?
nice.
And Nanette's
Wow.
here too.
Nanette.
here.
Yeah.
Hey. Glad you're here.
Well, welcome, Nanette. She's always great. She's
she
always,
Oh yeah.
yeah. We're just so deep into the conversation. I feel like I'm forgetting on the chat a little bit tonight.
it's
When it's
It
all of us on here, it's kind of like we're just all like
Mm-hmm.
taking it all in and
Right.
letting everyone have their turn to talk and
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's just here's the thing. Okay, so if there is, not that we want, but if there is double endings or double cuts of the movie, that just means double watch parties, baby.
one now and one in 3 months. About the other version.
No, back to back, man. We gotta do it back to back.
Mm.
Well, I
There you
mean,
go.
it doesn't surprise me that we are getting maybe multiple endings. I mean, think about it. 18 basically was a double ending, because they had an original ending that test screeners didn't like, and then they went back and fixed it or whatever. So it doesn't surprise me. Whatever ending they choose, I hope it's, like I said, it's definitive and it's something that we can like. I it worries me that we have multiple endings, and we're less than 2 months away from the release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yep.
I just don't want it to
that's
be
scary. That's scary in itself.
if it is something like a double ending or extended cut or something like that. I don't want it to be like, oh, this ending Lori lives, this ending Michael lives.
Right.
You know, one gets the other, because this isn't a versus movie. This isn't King Kong versus Godzilla.
Right.
You know,
right.
Yeah.
this is. So you know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, like if there is multiple cuts, it has to be something subtle that doesn't change the overall ending or narrative. You know, like it has to be just like the extended cut we got of Kills with a little bit more flashbacks and stuff throughout. So, so yeah, I mean, and I think they should just save that for the Blu-ray on the actual release of the Blu-ray. So.
I agree.
I don't know, guys. Well, guys,
this is why they have bonus deleted scene material for a reason. You just need to, do it that way. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of stuff that we didn't get with Scream 5 too, right? That we wish we would have gotten. Yeah,
It's true, man.
you know.
Yep.
2 hours and 27 minutes was the initial cut.
I was just about to say, wasn't that supposed to be like a 2.5 hour movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
27. They cut it down to 154.
Yep, we
It's
lost
a lot of footage, man.
It is. Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
Yeah,
A lot of
It's like
story.
that's like half of most.
And I swear,
movies.
if they had, oh, they wouldn't have done that because no, that wouldn't have worked. Never mind. I was gonna say if they had cut out a scene with the OG3 together on one, imagine I was on the cutting room floor.
No.
But they wouldn't have done that because
No.
Nev
But-
didn't
well,
come down until
That's true.
he was killed. That's the only reason I said that. But I mean, I wonder what those scenes. I mean, we already know about the ones they showed us. They only showed about 3 or 4 deleted scenes. You know,
Yeah.
the shot with Judy Hicks was a good one
Yeah,
in the
that
police
was,
station. Should have been in the movie.
it should have.
Totally.
Judy was shortchanged so badly. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. You got to give her more to do than that. You know what I'm saying? Just my opinion, but yeah.
You got to treat
I-
Peppercorn better than that.
Yeah.
I even like Dewey in the
Yeah.
bar. I even like that scene.
Yeah, that would
I
have
was
been
like,
good.
why cut it up like that? Like,
Yeah.
I understand you want to show him later on in the movie, but still,
Right.
I guess you kind of make him a suspect. You know,
See,
if you
in
see
my
him and then you
opinion-
see Vince, you hear that song, it's kind of like, ooh, are they implying that he's the killer? You know,
See, in my opinion, I feel like the reason why they deleted that scene because it would further even make it seem like Dewey might know something about Stu possibly being alive. You know what I mean? Because he knows who Vince is. He knows Vince Mocker, and he seems like pretty cordial with Vince in that scene. Like, come on, man, leave these kids alone. Come on, come have a drink with
Right.
them.
yeah,
My thing is this: like, if I'm Dewey, and I know this is the nephew of a mass serial killer that I took down years ago,
Right.
I don't know if I'm going to be wanting to have a drink with him, especially when he's holding a hunting knife in his hand, just like his uncle.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Good point.
when I seen that scene, I was just like, wait a minute. I'm like, well, then maybe that might even mean Dewey knows more about Stu possibly being alive or his family's backstory than they put into the theatrical cut and the cut that we got. And it's
yeah.
like,
See, that's what I wanted a little bit more. I wanted a little bit more world building. Like, yeah. I know that you were related to Stu, and all this kind of, like, kind of
Hey.
give us a little bit more. Like, all right, we're living in this world here.
Mhm.
I just feel like everything is just like, oh yeah, he was related to so and so, and
Yeah.
it's like after he's dead, this. It's like that information would have hit better if we would have known it beforehand.
Agreed.
I just feel like that. I would love to have an extended cut, and maybe they will. Maybe if 6 is a big hit and they make 7, maybe there'll be extended cuts for all 3.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know. They're gonna milk it as much as they can, guys.
Mhm.
But man, I got to get my kids up for school in the morning. I'm already,
Alright.
yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up,
Hey,
guys.
man, this was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. We lost Steven,
Yeah,
I think.
I'm glad I was able to come in while I could.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks, man. Y'all are the experts on all this stuff. That's why I wanted y'all to be here. So
I don't know.
maybe y'all were. I was like, y'all might see something that I don't hear. So
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, hey, it's a good time to be alive. It's a good time to be a horror fan.
It
We
is.
are-
Yeah.
we are getting Halloween season. I just, like we said earlier, night is just that. Are we going to fill that void next year?
Right.
You know,
Right.
like, are we really going to be in the month of October and be like, man, something's missing?
That's right.
Should Scream 6 come out this month to kind of fill that void, or are they going to have some, maybe Friday the 13th? But like I said, I think that would.
I'm about to say, yeah, Destin. I would say they have Saw coming back.
That's true too. You're right.
Is it coming back in October though?
Yeah.
Because the
October
last one.
27th. October
Oh, okay.
2023. They already gave the theatrical release and everything.
Yep.
2023.
So they're gonna, they better use the tagline again, man. If it's Halloween, it's Saw, because
Yeah, they need to market that.
they need to go back to that, because I'm a huge Saw fan, and it was so cool because like that was a nice period, for me as a fan in horror that really kept things going, because obviously the old school icons were gone at that point. So I hope they do use that tagline again, because it was cool. It was cool shit.
Yeah. And then, like, I remember, like, when Saw 2 came out, it was like, yes, there will be blood, and all that kind of stuff. Like,
Yep.
like,
That was my favorite.
yeah,
Yep.
1 and 2 are great in my opinion.
Yeah.
I would say just do a requel where John doesn't die in 3. Let's start fresh from 1 or 2, and
They could do it.
something. I mean, I don't even care, man. Give him a twin brother. I don't give a shit.
I feel like, I just feel like if they're gonna bring that character back, that's what you almost have to do. It's gonna have to
Right.
be a requel. Like they're saying, it's supposed to. Joel Stolberg said it's supposed to be set between Saw 1 and Saw 2. And I feel like what they don't realize, and I mean, maybe they do realize it, and they're gonna capitalize on this opportunity. Maybe is that both Jigsaw and Spiral storylines fall into the original timeline of the Saw universe. When Chris Rock, when Shank's dad got killed, that was in 2005. You know what I mean?
Yep.
When Logan, was with Jigsaw, whatever, that was the first ever game that was played, apparently. So
Mhm.
both of those movies mesh into the original timeline of John Kramer.
But wait a minute. What about his phone and Spiral?
Whose phone?
Whenever the whole twist with his phone, it was like a smartphone. That was like a
But
this
no,
day and-
remember when Shank's dad was killed was in 2005. Remember,
Right.
Zeke, and that was the same year that Chris Rock's character got shot in the back, and his partners didn't help him. Because remember when him and the chief was arguing, he said, "Yeah, that's right. 15 years ago, I was shot in the back. I turned in a dirty cop, and I was shot in the back. I got a bullet for it,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever." And see, why that's important is because a lot of people will be like, "Well, wait, how can that be 2005 when it should be 2006 if the movie came out in 2021?" Remember, the movie was supposed to be released in 2020, and it got pushed back a year. So if you
Right.
take those 15 years away from 2020, when it was supposed to be released, that's 2005. Saw 2 came out in 2005.
Wow.
You're right, man.
Yeah.
So both of those movies fit into the John Kramer universe.
Mhm.
So I feel like this, and I said it in my video. I said the only way this will work with John Kramer coming back, in my opinion, is if you do a soft requel, soft reboot, whatever you're going to do with it, and maybe you tinker with both Jigsaw, and maybe you'll have Logan with John this time. I don't know. You know what I mean? But maybe you tinker with both storylines, that this Saw 10 could lead into a Spiral sequel. Because, I mean, my thing is this: you left so many questions unanswered with that ending to Spiral. Like, my biggest question is, who's Shank's accomplice? it has to be somebody from the past who knows how to build the traps.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so
Right.
like I feel like if they want to bring John Kramer back and make it make sense, maybe you do sprinkle in those storylines from Spiral and Jigsaw, and we mesh it up into one big, you know, good storyline with a lot of good kills, and then maybe it could lead into a sequel to where we find out what's going on with Shank's situation in Spiral or whatever. But we'll
Right.
see.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. It would have hit so much harder at the end of Spiral if John Kramer would have popped up something.
Right. That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking
I-
too, man.
I
I
was
was
like,
like, what?
yeah.
I was waiting for that.
I was too.
I knew it was Shank when his death wasn't on screen.
Yeah, I knew. I
Yeah,
knew it from.
Totally.
Yeah.
I knew it from the. I knew it honestly, and I'm not trying to, you know, say that I know it or whatever. But I've watched a few movies. I've taken a few notes, you know, and I knew it from the trailer. I knew it from the trailer. And
Wow.
Just by watching the trailer, I was just like, ooh. And have y'all ever seen what's the actor's name that
Max Magnolia.
have you ever seen the movie Horns?
No.
No, I haven't seen that yet. I've been
Daniel Radcliffe,
Yeah.
really interesting movie. It's a whodunit. It's a whodunit.
Is it really?
It's a whodunit, but it's so unique and it's so wild.
Okay.
It's so I was just
Oh, I'm gonna make a note of this because I'm always looking for whodunits, that murder mystery whodunit, dude.
Horns is a good one. Horns is a good,
Okay.
and it's bizarre because
Okay.
it's
I'm
Daniel
good.
Radcliffe wakes up and he gets these horns like the devil. He
Okay.
can see all the sins out of everybody. Like he can.
Yeah, we talked about maybe doing that one, Steven, because when we did Tusk, and I said, well, there's that other movie, Horns, that I wanted to do.
Oh,
That is on the
okay.
list.
Horns is
Okay,
good.
then I won't watch it. Then I'll hold off. I'll hold off.
Okay.
I'll save that one for our watch party because you know if you got a whodunit, man, it's like
Yeah.
just sign me up. I don't even care. I don't even need to know anything about it.
Horns is cool. Horns
Okay.
Horns is a lot better than it should have been, in my
Okay.
opinion. So,
Nice.
it doesn't get enough recognition. Not enough people talk about it. But yeah,
Cool.
Cool,
you'll,
man.
you'll like it. You'll like it. But guys, this has been great. I know you just got back, Steven, but
Oh, it's okay, man. I got to get out of here anyway, man.
Yeah.
It's all. I just wanted
Yeah.
to come back when my internet came up, and
Yeah, this has been great.
Yeah, guys, it's been a great conversation. I got to get the kiddos off to school in the morning. I got to hit the bed.
absolutely, man.
All
Thank
right.
y'all for coming on.
Thanks for
I
inviting
appreciate
us, man.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. That
Yeah,
was fun.
absolutely. Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, and Steven, hit me up. Remind me those dates again of when we're supposed to do these watch parties because
Yes,
I'm
I
trying to
need
keep
get-
up with everything.
No, I need to get back with you, and I'm actually going to send you a note with Dreaming Insomniacs. I'm going to have the two of you on for Shocker, the Shocker
That's right.
film.
That's right.
And so I'll send a message in Instagram to both of you so we can all communicate together, and we'll get something planned out. It's for like maybe the first week of September.
Yeah.
We'll get it in.
I just want to acknowledge the super chat that came in from our very own Necessary Distraction with a $2 super chat telling everybody good night.
Nice.
Good night, Amber.
Good night,
you have a
Amber.
good night.
Good night, Amber.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Thank you for being a part of the show tonight. And even though she came in, she was pretty surprised that we were still going after 3 hours. So,
You know how
yeah.
things go around in our community.
I was just about to say, man, we like to talk so much. This thing could have gone all night.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably
Absolutely.
think we don't sleep. We're probably a bunch
Right?
of tired.
I mean, they're not far off.
They're not. They're not.
They're not.
Really bad.
Very true.
If I didn't have something really early in the morning, I would be like, let's go, come on over to the channel. Let's go. We'll just all fly over to my place and hang out for another hour.
Right.
But I can't tonight. But another night,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
there'll be more opportunities.
Yeah, Tuesday nights are usually not the nights that I stream, but I had to today. I was
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like,
man.
hey,
I'm
Just a
streaming in the
great
morning
Not gonna lie,
to talk about it.
Being-
So
not gonna lie, being that I, kind of napped out early or whatever, I might get on the tubes and get my information up real quick and have to hit that live button.
There you
I'm
go.
in the
Hey.
mood to talk now, man.
I don't
I'm in
blame
the
you.
mood now.
You're recharged, rested up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
It's funny. Well,
I feel like this guy right here.
Jeez.
Is this house shark? What is that?
Right? Oh my
Yep.
god.
I like that.
Is that house shark?
No, no.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's
I was
it's a Happy Madison movie called Strange Wilderness.
Oh my gosh.
They're trying to it's a comedy that's so dumb. It's a dumb comedy, but it's funny. And they have like this wildlife show, and their ratings are down, and they're all really dumb people. And so they're like, how are we gonna save the show? So they decide to go search for Bigfoot. And it's
my
just
gosh.
stupid. It's one of those Adam, like Grandma's Boy or something like that.
Right.
Mm.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna leave y'all on this one, and this will give you the tone of the movie. Okay, this is one of Jonah Hill's first. Like,
Oh my.
here we go.
Why did you get to do that? Okay, Cooker, you need to. Is that a thong you're wearing? What the fuck you say? You have a thong on? Yeah, I'm wearing a thong. Get to sleep.
Oh my
That was
gosh.
good. That was good.
And the long haired dude, he's the one that's in every Adam Sandler movie.
Yes. Yes.
Every
Yeah.
movie.
And and the guy next to Jonah Hill, that's Justin Long.
Okay.
It's got a great cast in it. Really great cast. Anyways, I'm going to bed, guys.
You too, man.
I heard you, brother. Me too, man. This was fun.
This
Yeah.
was cool.
All right, guys. Well, y'all
right.
have a good night.
You too.
And I guess I'll see y'all on the next stream.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
Good night, guys.
All right.
Hello.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Later.